Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys.
Upgrade your membership to gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday.
A lot of names, a lot of familiar faces, and another chance for $50 to sign up for PSR Gold. It's going to be a lot of fun. Why wouldn't you want to be on this list, huh? Frank, that's a great question. Does AI determine the winner? No, Frank. The fastest horse does. So shout out to everyone that's a member. We appreciate you guys. We let our horses run forever. 2.5 hours. They were racing. It's Antonio. Here we go.
And they are off.
You know I'm not winning this. My horse ain't like this.
And here comes Big Show, who says 2 minutes is too long. Big Show wants this race to end right now. Going to be moving into the stretch soon. K-Wolf up front. Saturated making a move. And there's nasty motherfucking Nate. Run director 97. And he should have been Director 97. $100. OT wanting all the money.
Oh my God,
Director! And it's Director 97. Back.
Oh my God!
Fresh, take it home! We're 6-5-4! Oh God! Saturated. Friedrich gonna come home with it. Is it Billy Friedrich's time? Is it his time? No, it's not. Cody Norton making this Billy the fight with his wife. Billy the fight. Algary's coming down. Does Coin have enough space to get home? Or will Gabby take care of business? Here comes the show. A third win for Director 97.
But Connor Mack takes out. He might be blowing his load a little bit too early. Is anybody? The contest, here comes Iron Eagle out of nowhere. Iron Eagle.
It's a packed race. 5 seconds. Crystal from the back. Crystal. The Napoli won the match.
Get 'em, Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting empty, I'm not cracking, we stacking. Chips, all of this, what I want, plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone, I prefer elevated Pub Sports Radio. Time to get educated, who can produce, fade the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call it truth. They're getting slaughtered, can't forget Jeff and Low Baggers in the chat. That's a legal weapon, cause we need, oh yeah, pubbing. We be pubbing!
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Tuesday, July 9th to all of you. Thank you for watching Loshak and the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. Loshak will be rolling in here any minute, disheveled. And I love seeing it. I'm using my peripheral vision just to see when he rolls into the studio. I hope he's wearing a lady cloak, but I can guarantee nothing. I can't guarantee cushions on his shoulders. But I can guarantee you he's going to be looking good when he rolls in. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys all for joining us. I got in early. I've been hammering this card for, 36 hours. So I've already copied and pasted the action from the chat. Pig Milk play today. White Sox first 5 plus a half. So the last time I saw you guys was on Friday. And I don't know. Look, I have an itch that needs to be scratched. Sometimes I can control the itch. I've been saying nonstop about how I wanted to keep my quantity down, but I had 15 bets in MLB on Friday. Went 6-9, even though I started out 4-1. It was ugly. Losing the Nationals, who were up 5-0. Backing Corbin and being right and losing. Jose was on that as well. Was extremely frustrating. And now, I'm in bad shape again in MLB, down 8.35 units over 399 bets. Upsetting. I shouldn't have opened up like that. I got a little carried away, and I enjoyed every second of it until about 8:30 p.m. So I'm not pleased with last week. Last week was a poor performance, and we only have one more week before All-Star break. So we've got to deliver here. Shout out to all the cappers joining. So Pig Milk play today is in. White Sox first 5 plus half. I've made 3 bets on today's card. 2 of them are in that game. And Billy, talk to me about your fears. I don't think this game gets played. It sucks having 66% of your action thus far on the card where I think there's rain issues on 3 of these games, and I'm curious if you think this game will be played. Truth Teller going for 100-1 spot on Ohtani homer, Ohtani stolen base, and Freddie Freeman homer. Truth Teller in the house. I love it. Thinking that our friend Zach Wheeler gets touched up. I've not moved on that game. Saw the sharp money coming in on the Dodgers and have not moved on it. There's so many spots that I'm interested in moving on, but I do want to cap them with you guys and hear what you guys are doing. We have Justin McKelvey stacks play today. Austin Riley over 1.5 bases at plus 117. Swiggy Viper is on the Reds -1, Boston -1. Also leaning towards the Dodgers and Atlanta money line. So I am on the other side of that. I don't think Montas is that good of a pitcher. Quantrill has a lot to prove. I think it's almost a wash with those starting pitchers. I think Quantrill is actually a little bit better at this point in the season. Montas just put it all together for a game at Yankee Stadium that meant so much to him. Now he comes home to face.
What if I told you that was Nick Lodolo now?
Wow. That would upset me because I would lose my action. Nick Lodolo now the starter in the Reds game. Let me just go over it. I did not like that. That was not the kind of news report I was hoping for. Oh, God. So now basically if the White Sox game is rained out and I just lost my Rockies action, I have no bets on today's card, which is that was not fun to hear, Jose. Not fun to hear. God, I wanted to fade Montas. Do I want to fade Lodolo? Now we got to get the Rockies versus lefties and all that information up. Not enjoyable. But I tell you what is enjoyable. My partner in crime here has rolled into the studio. And this is our last appearance here for you won't see us again together for 2 weeks. Next Tuesday is All-Star game, no action, no show at this point. We'll discuss more about that, but please welcome from Brooklyn. We got Brooklyn in the house. Please welcome Mr. Peter Loshak to the show. Peter, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing all right. Sorry I'm late in. How's my audio? My audio okay? I'm just running a little late. We got we got some women who like things a certain way, which is fine with me. But then last minute, I'm like, where the fuck is my microphone? Where the fuck is my shades? I can't find anything. So I'm a couple minutes late. I apologize to you, Jimmy, and to all the viewers and to Jose Bouquet.
Oh, it's no problem. I'm sure you delivered the goods. I'm sure you gave her
exactly. Oh man, yeah. Today is. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be interesting. The soccer games are very interesting. I'm going to bet both of them, despite what my audio's good, video's good, and everything good. Yeah, soccer game's very interesting. I know last week, I'm into soccer now, and had a couple losers last week. I tend to bet closer to either right after the lines open or closer to game time. Same thing with WNBA, but that's no problem. We're gonna have some fun here. Very interesting situation with that Oakland guy Estes now pitching at Fenway today. I made a couple bets. I think he's gonna get hit. I can't even remember who else is on the card today in MLB, but a couple of bets I made. Blake Snell starting. That's gonna be fun as hell to talk about. KC St. Louis didn't even cap because I think it's going to get rained out, but it's going to be and then we got Kikuchi, and then Kikuchi on the other side at San Francisco. Hopefully we'll have Nutflush Allen to educate us on that. It's certainly an interesting card. Scherzer's going, Lodolo's going. I think Lodolo is going to have at the very least a deep start. I think he's going to have a nice start there. It should be a good show. Sorry we're late. How's everything going with you, Jim?
Everything's good. Everything is good enough for me. I am taking the family on vacation on Thursday.
Oh, nice.
There was a murder at my old apartment in Parkdale on the floor below my mother-in-law. Kid got shot up. Not very good for the morale of our apartment building down there. And other than that, all is good. All is well here. I'm ready to rock and roll with you. We start with the Euros, then we get in to the Copas.
And as always, though, I'm just looking at myself right. As always, once again, I look cool. We got 1-800-PET Food, Dan Levy Shades, Circa Millions hat. I don't know how I do it. Once again, I'm late. My picks might be shitty, but as always or usual, I look cool.
Yeah, 1-800-PET Food, man. You're rolling, man. You're
1-800-PET Food, Circa Millions, Dan Levy Shades. I mean, come on.
You're making power moves, Pete. And we all respect that very, very much. Let's get to work. We have action coming in from cappers in our chat. Troy Torrance on the first 5 under 4.5 in Cincinnati, Colorado. It changes things drastically for me. Drastically now that Lodolo is starting. I wanted to fade Montas. Your call on fading Estes, who's one of my favorite pitchers in the league. Last week, I faded 2 pitchers off of complete game shutouts and cashed on both very, very easily.
Yeah. And as you know what I do, Jimmy, the bag, sometimes I'll make a fade like outs under or something like that, or, earn runs, and not necessarily that they get crushed and lose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. Estes was absolute magic in that complete game after seeing the Angels for a second time, throws 93 pitches. Unbelievable. But let's get to work, my friend. Let's bring in our cohort here. We are capping Euro and Copa to get this show started. We'll roll into MLB, and then we have one game on the WNBA card. For you guys tomorrow morning, we're going to start 15 minutes earlier at 10:45 a.m. because we have our first WNBA game at 11 a.m. And we're chock full of WNBA afternoon action. So we're going to start 15 minutes early tomorrow and go right into WNBA with our guy, Billy Brisbane. But it is now time to be joined by our star of MLB programming here on Pub Sports Radio, coming to us from San Antonio, Texas. Please welcome Jose Bouquet to the show. Jose, how are you?
That's a complicated question, Jimmy. Complicated question indeed. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Do you want to expand on that at all? Or do you want to just keep it mysterious?
I blacked out on Friday night.
Sure.
Threw up all over myself.
Sure.
It was very frustrating. Venezuela lost in penalty kicks in the most predictable fashion of all time. I'm still not over it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pissed. Yeah. So that was great. And then I had to leave the beach Sunday morning running from a hurricane. That was always lovely. But yeah, a little bit of annoyance, a little bit of built up annoyance from that. And, I'm just not excited to see all my Canadian friends here. I owe fucking Nuke Worker a steak now. That's very frustrating. It was all bad stuff, bad times.
But I'm sure Helga was very proud of how you handled the loss.
No, she was not. She was not. I proceeded to take like 4 or 5 Mexican candy shots after that. And then again, blackout, throw up all over myself in the car, and then throw up in the shower. It was good times. It was great times. Fun was had.
Excellent work, Jose. Leading by example, my friend.
Happy Venezuelan Independence Day to all of you guys. That's how I celebrated it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. That makes sense.
Pete, how are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, no, everything's good, Jose Bouquet. I heard that. That sounds like a fun time. If you thought it was a fun time, then it was. That's all that matters in this life.
Thank you.
Rich H says lo siento, Jose.
Thank you, Rich. Yeah, that makes me feel a lot better. Thank you. At least you lubed up the probe.
That's
Rich.
Well done, Rich. That's perfectly put, Rich. Excellent. Succinct, to the point, and you nailed it, my friend. I love it. Johnny Gunn says just bought the Fam and I some tickets to Jerry's World for the final game of preseason. Field level tickets, $78 compared to regular season price of $400 plus. Skunt Blaster says France to advance. Let's get to work, fellas. Our first spot on the board, Action Jackson, also on France to advance. Feels like there is sharp action on the French here. Let's get into the line history and set this one up for you guys. 3 p.m. Eastern. In Germany, we have Spain versus France. Spain 5-0, scored a goal in every game, scored multiple goals in 3 of them. And we have a stark contrast with the French. They've reached the semifinals despite not scoring a single goal from open play. They have been the beneficiaries of 2 own goals and an Mbappe penalty. Unbelievable. They've made it thus far through their defense. That's only given up 1 goal so far. Let's take a look at the line history here. We're using Pinnacle opening lines. This has the Spanish opening up at plus 165. They're now at plus 179. The only market that's moved really is the draw. It's gone in the draw's direction from plus 199 to plus 184. When we get to the total in this one, we have a 2 minus 107 to the under. This opened up plus 106 to the under. So we've had 13 cents of movement towards the under. Big Show picks, Dabby Cab, Christopher Carter in the house. Great to see all you guys. Wine Time Sports ready to rock. By the way, Big Show picks in the house locker room podcast back in business tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern. Our hot new UFC show starring Big Show, Millsy, Brizzy, and 2 cents that pops off tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern. Be there for that. Here we go. Take it away for us, Jose Bouquet, Spain, France.
Yeah, I agree with the sharp action on France. I think France does advance in this game, but shout out to Mikey Money. I put in just a 3-leg parlay of just draws here. This is the first one. This is probably the one I'm most nervous about, obviously, because these are 2 very good teams here. But the parlay was ridiculous. It was like 500 to 1 or something like that. But it starts with this draw, so I'll be eagerly watching this draw. That'll be we can make that an official play, I suppose. But I just think it's 2 really good teams going at it, and in international football, the gritty, grimy style of football seems to always come through and come out on top. France is obviously, I think, the best team in the world, right, with Argentina as well. I mean, they just faced each other in the World Cup a few years ago. I know Spain has been playing really well. I know their multiple goals will intrigue a lot of people, but at the end of the day, give me the solid defense that hasn't given up a goal to anyone, and give me France here. I just think this is a better team at the end of the day, but I do think it will be tied after 90. So it'll be very interesting to see how it will be. Like, I don't know if it's going to be like 1-1. This is just going to be a gridded out 0-0 or what. But I do think it's going to be a draw. And shout out to Ramos. I was really hoping Ramos just didn't have his notifications on today. I was hoping his battery was turned off on his phone. But it's nice to see you too, Rem.
It's funny. I didn't see the Remos comment here in the YouTube, but I see it here on StreamYard, and it is nice to see. Now, I gave you time, right?
Sure.
You didn't get a message from me. I gave you time.
Good thing. I wouldn't have seen it on Friday night, and I wouldn't have remembered getting it. So
you're right. That is important. Timmy OG, big on Spain to advance. So you've moved on the draw parlays. Have you bet Spain to qualify? Or sorry, France to qualify?
No, that's just a lean. But yeah, I have that draw parlay. I got plus 190 in the parlay here.
GH here, halftime, full time for Spain. Let's hear what Peter Loshak has to say. Peter, take it away. The semis of the Euro Championships.
Well, maybe it's super obvious, but I took unders. No, not overthinking it. Took first half under 1, and I took a full game under 2.25. Is there any reason that wouldn't be? See, there you go. Ron Lofton liking Spain and over 1.5 plus 165. And GH says France's shitty keep away style ends today. Spain halftime, full time. Is Spain going to come in here and I know they have some key guys out, but then they've got a nice combination of youth and experience, all that bullshit. I thought that the unders were obvious, but maybe a don't overthink it situation. Of course, I'm not as experienced in this soccer handicapping as I am in other sports, but why would the under not be decent plays? No one's talking about lots, but decent plays.
Okay,
anyone in the comment section, tell me why the unders wouldn't be decent.
I mean, I like it. Like I said, I think France is gonna try to grimy this up. Spain is gonna have a majority of the possession, I think. But the good thing about this year's Spain is that they're not as tiki-taka as they used to be. They're very, direct. They've got speed, but I just think France has all the speed to match them as well. And I think it's kind of telling that this is a 2 for the total here. We've seen a lot of 2.5s, 2.25s. So yeah, I like the unders as well. So like I said, my issue was like, is it a 2 and both teams to score kind of situation? Does it go 1-1 into the draw there? That's the only thing that scares me. But yeah, I do think this is an under game. Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, I was even tempted. I could easily see a 1-zip. I was tempted to go 1.5 at plus 167, but obviously people in the comments section not liking that necessarily. Ron Lofton, Spain, and over 1.5.
Do you have any interest, either of you, on the 0-0 correct score at 5-1, or you think that somebody will penetrate at some point?
I'd just be worried about someone penetrating because these are just two really good offenses as well. I could easily see France coming on the counter and with Mbappe and Ousmane Dembele and all them coming through. So it'll be interesting, and you've got two good goalkeepers as well.
Sure. All right.
But
I'll take the first half under. I'll take first half under 1. I'll shop around for the best line there. And thinking about just taking the old 2.5 under at a big favorite line, but maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe that's a little bit stupid, isn't it?
Kong's Clips betting the first half to finish 0-0. So, Peter, what are we making official for you?
All right. Sorry, I'm taking so long. I'm definitely going to take first half under 1, and I'm going to shop around for the best line there. Full game, I'll think about it, but let me shop around for first half under 1.
Jose has the draw parlays. I'm thinking, I don't want to bet much on this, but I kind of find that 0-0 correct score, full game at 5-1, decent. France has been such a dominant force defensively. But
now when you say 0-0, that bet, I think of your other bet from Friday, and it I'm just like Pete. I feel like a Vietnam War vet right now, just seeing flashbacks.
Yeah, it's tough. You guys were in a tough spot. It's it was we were freewheeling, and you guys had all this pressure on you. And yeah, it was a tough spot.
Well, we're a country of choke artists, like I say.
Loshak on the first half under 1. He's deciding what to do full game. Jose on the draw, and I'm not sure what to do. I would rather go for a risk reward type situation. So I'm looking at 0-0 full game here. Clark Hedge just gave us his play of the day. Great to see all you guys. We got Nut Flush Allen, Leroy Flood, Joey Harb, Justin McKelvey, Slow Jams, Arsenal. Great group. Paco Healy in the house. Shouting out Sleuts and Spider Monkeys. Those were good old days. And Nut Flush on saying split it, correct score 0-0 with the under 2. Yeah, I did think about that. Cover your myself if it's 1-0. I did think about that. Let's roll on, but it's great to see all of you guys. Thank you for rolling with us. We move on. Next spot is the Copa, 8 p.m. Eastern semifinals, Argentina versus Canada. We're at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Let's take a look at the line history here for this one. We'll start with this total. It's at 2.5. It opened up at minus 106 to the under. Right now, it's minus 104 to the under. There hasn't been much movement. There has been times when this is being dropped down to a 2.25, but it's right back where it started at 2.5. Taking a look at the money line here for this spot, of course, it goes right to penalty kicks, as we talked about for all of these Copa games after 90. There's no extra time. There's been no movement on Argentina. There's been no real movement in this one. Right now, Argentina minus 304, Canada just a little over 10-1, and the draw at plus 422. Argentina's reached semifinals now for the 5th consecutive Copa championships, coming off defeating Ecuador 1-1 in penalties. The goal they allowed against Ecuador late was the only one they've allowed in the tournament. But, 5 goals, that's all they scored in the group stage, and needed penalties to advance over Ecuador to the semifinals. It's been pretty underwhelming. It started underwhelming with that 2-0 victory over Canada. Canada, the lone CONCACAF representative in the Final Four, looked to become the first North American side to reach the final in 22 years. Jose Bouquet, Argentina, Canada, take it away.
Yeah, I like the over in this game, and I'll make that official here. Yeah, I know Canada's going to want to pack it in and try to survive here, but I think Argentina nicks one early, and then Canada has to open themselves up. And I'm kind of imagining this as another version of, was it Colombia? I believe it was Colombia and Costa Rica, or whoever it was. No, it was Panama. Colombia, Panama, where they scored early and then it kind of got ugly. And Panama, obviously, defensively kind of got fucked up there at the end. But I think that Argentina just rolls here, but maybe I'm a biased piece of shit. So over minus 109 is over 2.5, excuse me, minus 109 is my official play.
Over 2.5 minus 109. Peter Loshak, your thoughts on the Copa semis?
Well, I was thinking, once again, maybe it's obvious, but don't overthink it. Again, first half under, take the one just to protect yourself, and maybe a shot with even Canada plus a half goal first half. Is there any reason to believe that their style will be less effective in this game, Jose Bouquet?
Say that again, Pete. Sorry.
Is there any Jose Bouquet's like, I don't give a shit about any of this shit anymore. No. Is there any reason to think that Canada's style will be any less effective in this one, at least for the first half? Because I don't see any reason why that would be. They're a scrappy team. I think they can do it. Their expected goals are good. Relative to
it's ideal that they're athletic. Canada's a very athletic team, so they can keep up with Canada speed-wise, with Argentina speed-wise, but I just think there's going to be a gulf in talent there. Like, for example, I could easily see the first goal being a shot outside the box that goes in. Like, Messi finally shows up this tournament, that son of a bitch, scores a goal outside the box, something just random like that. And then if it goes 1-0 early, then Canada's SOL, because they're going to, again, have to open up and attack. And I think that Argentina will start taking advantage there. So an early goal from Argentina is my ideal scenario. Well, I mean, even if Canada scored, I'd be fine. Like I said, I have the over 2.5. So I'm just rooting for goals here, but just getting out of this first half of 0-0, would be very ideal, obviously, for me, so I can have one of these teams trying to chase the other instead of both these teams trying not to make a mistake. I think Argentina is just flat better and just going to have more talent than Canada to pass the ball around and do more special things and hold the ball and exhaust them at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. I cashed the SGP when they first met. Tied after 10, tied at the half, and Argentina to win, which seems pretty simple. I mean, it feels like that could happen here again. The problem is that Argentina was just, working out the kinks, just getting started in the tournament. And now they're deep in a tournament where they've had an underwhelming performance, and they know that. So this is a dangerous, much, much, much more dangerous situation than what we first saw here. So Loshak, what do you think you're going to make official?
Yeah, and then Subhuman Gaucho, Canada has been underperforming according to your expected goals. Yes, I know that, but I think this game sells a bounce back for Argentina. So capping the cappers here a little bit, maybe some kind of Argentina team total over. What about Argentina team total over 1.5? What do you think about that, Jose Bouquet, at comments section?
I like that, yes. Yeah. I also didn't hate Bill McDonald's Argentina win to 0.
Right.
As well. I didn't hate that as well, but I do like that team total over 1.5.
I'm going to take Argentina team total over 1.5. I'm going to shop around for the best line, and that's going to be my play. France, Spain, first half under 1. I'm going to have to take minus 209 at Pinnacle. That's okay. I'll take that one, and I'll shop around for Argentina team total over 1.5. Jim.
Sorry, can you hit me with those again?
Well, the Spain, France first half under 1 minus 209 Pinnacle. I'm going to keep shopping still, but I don't think I'll find any better. And Argentina team total over 1.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna love to see what your team total over 1.5 is, Pete, because mine's minus 183.
Sure, roughly.
So
roughly
I'm excited to see it.
Fernando Mendoza says Alfonso Davies will lock Messi down.
Well, he's not the one you got to worry about.
Argentina is old. They will play defense the whole game. They might win 3-1. And I mean, Argentina double result is at least even money.
That's not bad.
Huh. Okay. Well, that is our football breakdown here. Jose on the over 2.5 in Copa. Loshak on Argentina team total over 1.5. BJ's coming with his best bet. It's on the San Francisco Giants at minus 128. So I guess the line's now moving towards Blake Snell. I like that look. I'm very interested in joining you. I have backed Blake Snell off a spectacular rehab start a month ago, and that blew up in my face. But I get it here. Dirty Reg saying Argentina versus Canada goal in both halves. No is the play. Subhuman Gaucho says Argentina hasn't played a game featuring 4 goals since December 2022. Says our guy Subhuman Gaucho. Mr. Heat did find that team total over 1.5 at minus 160 here. And Nate Dogg is on Spain moneyline. Nate Dogg 420 in the house. And then in that first spot we have Jose on the Euro draw parlay, Loshak on the first half under 1. And that, my friends, is our soccer breakdowns for today. Let's roll into Major League Baseball. By the way, Kong's Clips has given us the Kong Smash play of the week in UFC. It is Silva at minus 102. Nutflush says I can give you some insight on Snell. Well, we would love to hear that, Nutflush Allen. We'll be sure to copy and paste it and then discuss it when we break that game.
I bet you Nutflush went fishing with him sometime soon. I bet. Jeez, I know Nutflush knows.
He has inside info. There's no doubt about that. Let's roll. 6:35 p.m. Eastern with the Chicago Cubs 42-49, 17-28 on the road. The Baltimore Orioles 57-33, 29-17 at home. Camden Yards in Baltimore, Maryland. Shota Imanaga and Dean Kramer. Kramer coming off that first start in 6 weeks, and it was a thing of beauty. 5 innings, 2 hits, 0 earned runs, 8 Ks, 2 walks, and a 4-1 win at Seattle. He struggled at home this year. I mean, it's just 22 innings, so I don't know how much we should take into it, but he's allowed 7 home runs in those 22 innings. 244 opponents batting average, 5.73 ERA. Cubbies versus righties, 232, 689 OPS. One interesting thing about the Cubs is their bullpen whip is high, ERA is low. Their bullpen's been quite a bit better than we'd seen it. And these are since June 1st, 3.41 ERA, 1.32 whip. Orioles bullpen, 3.92 ERA, 1.14 whip. And the Orioles hitting 251, 744 OPS. First lefties, their numbers. First lefties have been improving. And Shota Imanaga on the hill with his 3.16 ERA, 1.11 whip. Coming off a bounce back start of sorts in the 5-3 loss at home versus the Phillies. 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 homers, 8 Ks. He's been good on the road all year. 4-1, 2.88 ERA. 37 Ks over 40 and 2/3, 11 walks, 4 jacks, and 241 opponents batting average. Von Polo will be at this.
Jimmy, what if I told you that Jamison Tyone was pitching in this game?
Jesus. When did that change? Fuck's sakes. That was important.
And shout out to Von Polo, who will be at this game.
Lots of changes. Well, 2 changes now. So Shota not pitching. God damn. All right, Tyon is in. So why don't you touch on all of this? Do you know when that change was made?
I do not. No, I can look at the line history and see real quick to see if
I'll
there
see
was
if I
a
can decipher that as well. That is
dramatic move.
extremely annoying. Kramer at -153. Oh, I guess this line didn't even come out at Pinnacle till this morning because they didn't think Shota was pitching. So I guess I was okay. So there's been really no movement at Pinnacle on this line. And from a total side of things here, we have a 9 -116 to the under, 13 cents of movement towards the under 9. And let's take a look at the weather. See the type of situation Von Polo will find himself in the beautiful Triumph City. It's supposed to rain halfway through this game. Let me do a.
That might feel nice for the 100-degree heat, apparently.
It's hot. Feels like 102 at first pitch. Now 97. And now it says it's not going to rain halfway through the game. So a little refresh there. 7.1 miles per hour in. Then it goes right to left. And then in the final hour, it's slightly out to left field. Jose Bouquet, Morgan Spooner says Thailand is not in a good spot here. I really like the Orioles -1, but it's not on my card. Kwang's Clip says he will now be on Baltimore -1.5. There's our guy Brian Watson in the house. So take it away here, Jose. Cubbies, Orioles.
Yeah, Jameson's been pitching pretty well over the last month. It makes me a little nervous to try to fade him here against the Phillies. Last time out, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs on a home run, 7 Ks, no walks. But that Phillies team obviously a little hampered right now. Milwaukee, 6 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, only 3 of them earned. Dominated against the Mets while they were hot. 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 10 Ks, no walks. But yeah, he's just been pitching really well. I think it's a little bit of a surprising price. -150 I thought was a little aggressive, but as Billy Friedrich would like to remind us, these are the last place Cubs here as well. I had this line opening up at -160. It is now down to -153 here. There hasn't been much movement, really, a couple cents, but 88% of the bets and 91% of the money is on the Orioles, and it still did move that way. So I lean towards the Cubs, but I shouldn't. I'm not going to move on this game, I should say.
Take it away, Pistol Pete. Floor is yours.
Okay, first of all, to finalize what I did before, at Caesars, Argentina team total over 1.5 is -180. And I'm also going to add on the first half under in that game, under 1 -101. That's at Heritage. Under 1 -101. That's at
what was your Argentina team total at again, Pete?
-180 Caesars.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Huh?
You know, I feel you. I don't know. I feel you. It's very scary, especially since the other guy, I forgot who it was, said that that no goals first half and second half is the play. But we'll see. We'll see.
Ron Crawford in with his spreadsheet dog. Ron off his birthday weekend in Atlanta and Hotlanta with his beautiful wife, Wendy. Shout out to you, Ron. Respect
I'm close to moving on the Cubs team total over here. Shout out to you, Nut Flush, wherever you are. I'm sure on a boat somewhere. But yeah, I was looking at a Cubs team total over. I have a 3.5, but mine's -140. So that's not a good start. But I am close, but no action so far. I'll let you know.
Peter, take over here. I know this line was different last night when Shota was listed. Who have you looked at this spot with the pitching change? Jameson Tyon on the mound, coming off a really impressive performance at home versus the Phillies. Take it away.
I did take a small shot with Tyon under outs at 17.5. Nothing crazy. Obviously, Kramer's first start back was great. Big question mark here. And Tyon, of course, in general, excellent. But and both strikeout numbers seem low. So I'm not going to touch those. But both the strikeout numbers seem low. I would love to get Sharpie or anyone else's take on that. But I don't think it's going to be a super long start for Tyon. I also liked his under 6.5 hits, but I think that might have gotten bet down a bit. And I also had a slight lean to Kramer over 1.5 walks, but I will make Tyon under 17 and a half outs at official play. I got 117. Let's see what I can find shopping around, but maybe it's moved, maybe it hasn't. A little bit risky. A good pitcher under 6 innings, but my number, I just bet it, and so I will give it officially.
Yeah, I think Troy Torrance about to move on the first 5 under. I'm pretty comfortable with both of these bullpens. The issue now, we have the Orioles versus righties instead of Orioles versus lefties. High on under 16 and a half ounce for Loshak. Let's just take a look at the
17 and a half outs. I'll give you the odds.
Okay. I got it. 17 and a half outs right there. Cash flow wise on this one, we have 88% of tickets and 91% of the cash on the Orioles. 61% of tickets, 54% cash on the over. 39% of the tickets and 46% of the cash on the under. Troy Torrance saying, do not be confident in the Cubs bullpen. I'm not. And he says, whatever they've done lately may give you a false sense of confidence. I'm not, but I do think that you have a vividness bias of the bullpen. That's why I wanted to talk about their stats. They've been better than... Because you were saying that you shouldn't bet them anything over 7 innings. And I'm not saying you're wrong. You watch this team much closer than I do. But I think this bullpen has been a little better, than we've been giving it credit for here on the show. Jose, that's a large amount of action on the under. It's pretty appealing. Yeah. Now, Pete, you were saying that the starter strikeout numbers are lower than you would imagine. Does that make you think that the under is fool's gold?
No, not necessarily at all.
No. Under 9 is appealing. Lamont Williams in the house, and Troy Torrance said Cubbies bullpen still number 23 in xFIP. And Troy saying database gives massive undertrends with a cash flow market moving towards the Cubs. I have some interest in the under 9. I have some interest in the under 9. I'll just leave it at that right now. Loshak is on Tyon under 17 and a half outs, and Jose off of this spot. Let's roll on. 6:40 p.m. Eastern. Last week was a bad week for me here on the show. It's disappointing. I was rolling, and things stopped. And the read on Kenta Maeda was horrific. Pitching against the Twins. It worked with Montas against the Yankees, and that was on the same day. So it wasn't, all horrible. But he got lit up and smoked by the Twins. Just destroyed. 3 2/3, 9 earned runs. I mean, it was horrific. He's been pretty good at home. Obviously, now we're talking about the vividness bias of the Cubs bullpen. Now I have a bias here after watching Maeda get, lit up and smoked in his last start. He's been pretty good at home. 3.71 ERA, 242 opponents batting average. He's much, much better than he's been on the road. Ben Lively's just been good everywhere, coming off a quality start at home versus the White Sox. I know that doesn't say that much. On the road, 3-4, 3.64 ERA, 248 opponents batting average. They actually, Ben Lively has had a really good season. 3.14 ERA, 1.16 whip. Kenta Maeda has had a horrific season. 6.71 ERA, 1.52 whip. But Kenta Maeda at home and Ben Lively on the road, they're even. It's a wash, which is hard to imagine. So let's talk about these Tigers, 20 and 22 at home. Let's go to the weather here in Detroit. 82 Fahrenheit, 9 miles per hour in, dies down to 7.8 miles per hour in. Then we have the Tigers versus righties, 216, 642 OPS. Alan says Maeda sweats like a pig when pitching in hot weather. He does. And again, we were talking about that 110 Fahrenheit heat in Milwaukee last year. But it's not that hot. I mean, it's not that. It's not. 82 Fahrenheit feels like 85. It's not bad. It's actually pretty beautiful weather in Detroit and up here as well.
What if I told you they're on flood watch?
Detroit is on flood watch.
Yeah, I think I just got a message from Matty Ice saying that they're about to get a shitload of rain. I just went to weather.com to go see the map. It looks like they're about to get hammered by rain. So I don't know if this game goes.
Wow. Okay. I think I have RotoWire up here. Detroit.
Yeah, I looked at RotoWire and it wasn't on red, so that's why I went to the weather.com shit. And I just looked up Detroit, and yeah, they're in flood watch.
Well, even in the refresh from this morning, it's gone from 21% rain to 45% rain. Interesting. Thunderstorms with heavy rain possible.
But yeah, we can still obviously cap it, but just a heads up.
No, it's important. It's important. Chance of showers at 2, showers at 5, and showers and rain. Yeah, this game does not look like it's going to go at all.
And shout out to Matty Ice.
Troy saying this game is not going. Okay. Bullpen advantage huge, obviously, to the Guardians. So, Jose, is this just a straight pass because of the weather issues?
Yeah, probably, but I was going to lean actually KBO Kenta here and then have a bounce back start. 90+% of the money on the Guardians here, and the line has crept down a little bit as well, just like in the first game. So I leaned the Tigers, but home dogs, as we know, aren't the most, valuable thing to take here. The most profitable thing to take. It's outside of the zone, plus 120 to minus 102, but still, no action for me on this game. I still think the Guardians are just better.
They are, although that didn't work for me on Friday. Peter Loshak, take it away. Guardians, Tigers.
Well, kind of a boring one, but I did bet Maeda over 1.5 walks at minus 115. Again, not quite sure. A lot of these walk props that I'm not quite sure where they are tend to be winners for me. So I'll take that one. I do also lean Maeda over 3.5 strikeouts as well. Not necessarily to have a good start, but to get a few strikeouts. And Lively's good, getting a bunch of grounders. He's definitely turned it around. So I don't necessarily want to fade him, although I have the props for Lively to have another decent start. Over strikeouts, under 6.5 hits are all bets that my numbers say are good. But and you're now thinking, see, I had this game as likely to go, but it's not now. This is like updated information.
Yeah, it in the let's say 5 hours or 5.5 hours since I refreshed RotoWire, it's gone from 21% rain to 45. And then looking at the weather reports, I looked at them as Jose did. It's bad. It's going to get bad here. So it's not started yet.
That's not
the
good.
Chance of showers is at 2, and then it showers, and then full rain all night. This game's not going.
Okay.
Thank you, Lamont, my man. Thank you. Truly, thank you for dropping in. I love that cappers do that while they're at work. Make sure that we know their max bets. It means a ton to us. Steve Fairbach says, looks like my guards are regressing to what we thought they were preseason. I don't think they full on collapsed, but I think the hot streak is over. They weren't supposed to be where they are. Jose gave me a breakdown. I was talking about, whether or not the Reds were a good idea to back, and then of course they got swept by the Tigers. But your breakdown was very, very strong, Jose. And I was looking at the Twins to win that division. I was looking at that. There's no risk reward in it though. To be as far back as they are in plus 190 certainly implies that division's up for grabs. I thought I'd get a better number than plus 190.
If you would have told me to guess, I would have said plus 250 for the Twins.
I was surprised it was under 2. That caught me by surprise. But okay.
Your Orioles bets though.
Yeah.
Nice.
All the 3 futures I have all look very strong right now. I mean, the Astros still have some work to do to get that 375 in the plus 140.
And they're going to be aggressive. Well, I say we've been talking about how people are going to be aggressive and add at the deadline, but there's not going to be like barely any sellers. So it's going to be very difficult for teams to get bet at the trade deadline, I believe. But yeah, the Astros are going to try to at least.
Troy Torrance moving on the under in Cubs O's. I'll join you, Troy. Also, Troy, can you do you think I need to get that in here? Can you take a look at the odds market, Troy, and tell me if you think I need to get that in, but that if possible 8.5 is coming? But I'll join you on that. Let's roll. Let's roll on. I'm not going to be concerned about that game. I don't think it goes. We roll on. 6:40 p.m. Eastern. LA Dodgers, Philadelphia Phillies. We had the truth teller come in. with Ohtani homer, Ohtani stolen base, and Freeman homer. Stephen Fehrenbach says, why haven't the Orioles traded for an ace yet? I mean, I thought they did that in the offseason with Corbin Burns. I think they have a ton of pitching depth. I think they need another bat.
It's going to be interesting. I think they need relievers as well. I still don't trust their bullpen and Craig Kimbrell, et cetera, et cetera. I don't assume Felix Bautista is coming back this year either. So, but again, it's just like we say this, but like, who's selling? The White Sox?
The Jays? But the Jays.
I hope so. If they sold everyone, they would get so much value for these guys because again, no one's selling.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with Vladdy, but they're certainly not going to trade Bichette. His value's dropped off too much. It's just not worth it.
Hey, guys, all-star starter, first baseman.
Yeah, I mean, Vladdy has a lot of value, but also, I mean, how would you sell people to come to the ballpark? I mean, who wants to come and watch this team if Vladdy's not there? I mean, I can't imagine anybody wanting to watch this baseball team. It's just, but you know what? Under 87.5 wins at even money. I'm just waiting to cash that shit. Dodgers, Philadelphia Phillies. We're at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. We have our guy Morgan Spooner telling us that Schwarber is off the IL announced by the manager and Harper may play. Wow. JP says Morgan is right. I think Harper is in. Ooh-wee. DC Capper says Philadelphia minus 140. Justin McKelvey on Freeman over 1.5 bases. And I already mentioned the 101 spot for Truth Teller. Ohtani homer, Ohtani stolen base, and Freeman homer. So Rodney Barton too saying Chase McDermott just called up by the Orioles. Another beast. God, this team is just unbelievable. One after another, after another, after another. Trey Turner over 1.5 bases for Ron Lofton. I'm sure that puts a big smile on Jose's face. And Stephen Fehrenbach says Freeman mashes Wheeler with a large sample size and 400 average. Is Freeman not phenomenal? Is he not the most professional hitter? If you look at the man, you're like, how are you so dominant? I guess you could say the same thing with Mookie, but my God, is this a dangerous lineup? Bobby Miller going up against Zach Wheeler. So Bobby Miller has been bad except for 2 starts. His first start of the year at home, he was spectacular. And then his last start at home, he was pretty good. 2 earned runs over 5 innings. In 14 road innings, he's allowed 15 earned runs. He's got more walks than strikeouts. 4 jacks in 14 innings, and the opponents are hitting 345 against him. Then you have Zach Wheeler, who's dominant at home, 6-2, 1.76 ERA. He's allowed 3 home runs and 66 in the 3rd innings with a 175 opponent's batting average. Dodgers versus righties, 249, 770 OPS. Phillies versus righties, 263, 739 OPS. Both teams hitting, and it could be a huge boost to this Phillies lineup with their stars back in it. Both bullpens have been very good, especially the Phillies bullpen. Wine Time looking at the over 8.5 says he thinks this game gets to 10 or 11 runs. Let's pull up the weather, the line history, and hear what Jose has to say, and then Peter Loshak right after. We have 94 Fahrenheit, feels like 101, 10.1 miles per hour out to left center, dies down to 9 miles per hour. Let's get into the line history here for this one. We have, I'm going to do a refresh because I'm probably going to have to move on this under in Baltimore here shortly. I guess no one's moved to 8.5 quite yet, but my bookie's about to. And Will Hill's got that at minus 125. This is a total sitting at 9 right now. Sitting at 9, minus 103 to the under. This did drop to 8.5 a couple times. It wasn't a legit 8.5, but it did drop to 8.5 a couple times. 11 cents of movement to the over 9. On the money line, we have the Phillies at minus 137. There has now been a slight move towards them, but there hadn't been. This was a move away from them. At 6 a.m, this was down to minus 131. We're back at minus 137, so it's exactly where it opened. And I imagine that the line will continue to move towards the Phillies now. Let's get the cash flow up here for a cash flow. We have 20% of the tickets, 62% of the cash on the Dodgers. Big bets coming in on the Dodgers. 91% of tickets and 83% cash on the over. I'd love that, Troy. I'd love that. Robert Franklin says NLCS preview. Take it away, Jose. Dodgers, Phillies.
Yeah, everyone knows that I am very high on the Phillies this year. I think they're going to win the World Series, et cetera, et cetera. But I do think the value is on the Dodgers here today. Think this is just a little bit too high. I know that you guys said those guys are coming back now, but I typically don't want to back those guys on their first game back. Honestly, I'm again assuming they're not even going to take any rehabs. They just probably do some BP, think they're fine. Sure, but I think I want to trust Bobby Miller here, and I lean with the Dodgers here. Shout out to Justin McKelvey, who dropped in and said to check out Freeman's numbers against Zach Wheeler specifically. I can give you guys those now. He obviously has seen him a shitload days in Atlanta, seeing him. He has 67 plate appearances, 21 hits, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, 15 walks, 11 strikeouts. Pretty crazy there. That is a 1.145 OPS on a 412 average. I'm going to try to add a little bit more of these player props into my arsenal. So I agree with you, Justin. I'll move on over 1.5 bases at plus 105 for Freddie Freeman. That will be official for me. I will have another one here as well later on in the program, another total bases prop. But yeah, I do lean the Dodgers here, and I kind of wanted to move on them as well. May it be team total or what, but I was very interested in the Dodgers here. Sharp action, like you said, 20% of the bets, 62% of the money on them. I had on Bet Online, and let me refresh real quick just to make sure. On Bet Online, it's opened up at minus 140, and we're down to minus 136 now.
But if anybody's betting the Dodgers, wait for the announcement. If you think that Bryce Harper, is going to be in the lineup, just be patient. Schwarber will move the line a bit. Bryce Harper will move the line more. So if anybody's thinking of betting the Dodgers, I think it would, if you would be rewarded if you can be patient here.
All right.
And also with the Zach Wheeler over Bobby Miller advantage, there's going to be, rec gamblers that just simply look at the ERA and the whip of both pitchers and move on it. We do have a land. Maybe it's 1-800-PETS. Thanking him.
Yeah, the sponsorship's finally coming in here for Pete.
1-800-PETS. Thanking Peter right now. I don't know. So sorry, what was your juice on Freeman over 1.5 bases?
Plus 105, and shout out to you, Steve. I didn't see you say it as well. So yeah, Justin and Steve Fehrenbach.
I did drop all of those numbers that Steve dropped, but it's okay. It's all right. You were focused.
Guys, sorry to all of you who I've offended. Steve, Jimmy, Justin. I'm sorry to anyone else. The Korean population, anyone who I've offended, I apologize again. Canada.
No, you didn't offend us at all. We loved all of it. We loved everything. We loved that we drove you to drink. Peter, Dodgers, Phillies. Your thoughts here?
Sorry about that. That was my other fucking landline. That was my other landline.
Vidalist thinks that was probably a MGTOW call.
They certainly would qualify. All right.
What is MGTOW?
Oh, Jose doesn't know MGTOW.
No, Jose's not even close. Not even close to being MGTOW worthy yet.
Okay. Do you want to give him a little hint? Do you want to give him a little hint?
What?
Do you want to give him a little
hint? It's about power, confidence, living life the way it was meant to be lived. That's a little hint for you.
Okay.
Sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. All right. Let's get back to the game here. One bet I definitely made, which is still available at Caesars. Miller under 15.5 outs minus 151. Worst line at other places. Miller under 15.5 outs minus 151 Caesars. And I also like the over. In these shows, there have been a bunch of times when I've just liked the full game over and tried to get cute with props and gotten a little bit burned, a little bit successful. But just a straight over bet is also something that I like. And I agree that this statistically, what I'm looking at, sets up as more likely to be a dud for Wheeler than most of his other starts. So I do think Miller should be vulnerable one way or another. Wheeler more vulnerable than normal, although still projects out to have a good start. And so I'm leaning over. I will make the Miller under 15.5 outs official. And even leaning Wheeler under 18.5 outs as well. But that's, I don't know if I want to take that right now. But and leaning Wheeler over 1.5 walks too.
Let's take another look at the line history of this total again. Over 9 minus 109. Funny that it dropped to 8.5 twice. Huh. I can't explain why that would have happened. Mally Mal leaning to the over. Get us that juice for Miller under 15.5 outs. Jose, let's get into Yankees Rays here. And do you mind setting it up? One thing I do want to mention here, I'm going to get my bet in on the under in the Cubbies game, but Carlos Rodon is losing his cool on the mound. Not that he ever really had it, but he's emoting like crazy. He's screaming at the coaches when they're ready to pull him out, screaming no at them as they're walking towards him. And he's not pitching well. He's not proving it on the mound. This guy is losing his marbles if you're watching him right now. And he's somebody that I would like to fade. Wine Time Sports is on the Rays money line. Troy Torrance is on the over 8. You know what? But I'm moving on to the next game as well. Oh, but we had the pitching change. I lost that move. So you know what? Let me just set this one up. I have to. Trop at St. Petersburg, Florida. Carlos Rodon coming off allowing 3 earned runs over 5 1/3 at home versus the Reds. On the road this year, he's been bad. 4.76 ERA. He's allowed 10 home runs over 58 2/3. Pepio is a guy that I want to bet on. I really do. But the stats don't push you in that direction. Other than overall, he's been unlucky. But at home, 202 opponents batting average, 7 jacks over 45 2/3, 4.93 ERA. He's better than that. Yankees versus righties, 240, 752 OPS since June 1st. Rays versus lefties, 282, 803. And the both bullpens have been bad. Truth Teller says over 8 here is his play of the day. Joey Harbaugh on the over 8 and the first 5 over 4.5. We got UPK Ayash Yala, Robert Cherry in the house, and he's on the under 4.5 here. Interesting. Troy Torrance says in divisional matchup, short home dog, all the bets and cash on the road team and market not moving towards the under 27-11 to the over. If the market is also moving towards the home team, 16-3 to the over. Let's pull up the line history here for this one and hand it to Jose. This 8 is at minus 111 to the over. It got up to 8.5 several times, and each time it would come back. So we've only had 6 cents of movement to the over. On the money line, we have the Rays at plus 106. They opened up at plus 109. I know we have a short home dog, but it's a home dog that I've wanted to bet here. 81% of the tickets, 81% of the cash on the over. 72% of the tickets, 71% of cash on the New York Yankees. Jose Bouquet, take it away. And Naflashan says, telling you, Jimmy, it was the same in San Francisco by the All-Star break. His arm was gassed. In the start of the season, his arm is crazy live. Talking about Rodon there. So take it away here, Jose, Yankees Rays.
Yeah, he's just falling apart. I agree with you, Not Flush. I'm going to be on the Rays team total over 3.5. Juicy. So I'm going to play it for myself, Pete. Don't you worry. But I'm taking a 3.5 minus 130.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Huh?
Rays against lefties. Jimmy, you've probably said this, but Rays against lefties.
Yep.
Good recently. The 15th today with my split, they are third best. 131 plate appearances, 172 weighted runs created plus. I like Pepio. I just take the Rays team total over. I do think the Yankees are going to be bet on at some point, because they're just not this bad. And it's fun to watch, obviously. It's fun to bet against them. But I think they're better than this. So I lean Rays today because of Carlos Rodon being poor. But on other days, I might be back in the Yankees here. But Rays team total of 3.5 minus 130 for me.
Peter, take it away.
Yeah, I agree with what everyone said. The 2 bets I've already made, I took Rodon under 6.5 strikeouts at minus 111. And I took over 4.5 hits for him at minus 131. I didn't understand why they were so low, but I took them. I would also be leaning Tampa Bay team total over. Also leaning, just over in general. First 5 over. And I want to take a few, even Pepio's hits 4.5 at plus 104. I was surprised by how low that was. I'll make a few bets here. I will. I'll do it. I think I'll start with first 5 over 4 at minus 130. That's the current line at Caesars. This is a game where I'll probably have 3 or 4 official plays, but first 5 over 4 at just minus 130 at Caesars. I'll shop around, see if I can get better. And I'll throw a few pitching props on as well when I look around and see what's available.
Yeah, I like that first 5 over. I like the Rays first 5. I think that I'm interested. You have Robert Cherry like in the first 5 under 4.5, and Mally Malik and
114.
Mally Malik and Rodon under 2.5 earned runs.
Mally Mal likes Rodon to have a good start.
Yeah, and so does Robert Cherry, which throws me for a bit of a loop here. What were you saying was the minus 114, Pete?
That's a Pinnacle, so that's not a good sign. Pinnacle has for first 5 over.
Over 4 at minus 114.
Yeah.
Huh. So you think maybe that this is a road down? I guess Cappers in the chat think this is a road down bounce back spot. And Pinnacle, you say, is giving you the best number for the first 5 over?
Yeah, minus 114 by a significant amount. So we'll see. It's also not, we got a whole bunch of hours to go. That's surprising.
Huh. Maybe is it possible that it's Pepio that could be shoving here?
I think Pepio pitches well personally. But I respect Troy enough. That over 8 is kind of low.
And Perky says Yankees smash in the Trop. Rodon gets 5 innings, 2 to 3 runs. Yanks roll. Huh. Johnny Gunn says DraftKings holding that first half over 4.5 at plus 105. Okay, I guess I need a little bit more time on this. Pete, is there anything else you want to make official?
I probably will, but I want to look around and think as well.
Okay, well, my plan initially was that Rays first 5 and the first 5 over. I'm getting some cold feet on that first 5 over, but not on the Rays first 5. I do want to see that there's a legit price difference for the full game in the first 5, even if there's a perceived advantage maybe in the market that with Rodon over Pepio. Rays are plus 106 full game and minus 102 first 5. That's all I need to see. It's possible that Pepio ruins the first 5 over. So I'm going to move on the Rays first 5. And then I'm going to move on the under 9 in the Cubs game. I'm going to move on those 2 bets now just so I have them locked in. I do think that line will be moving. Jose.
And you know what? Sorry, one more thing, Jim. And I'll take run in the first, yes, minus 101 at Pinnacle.
Your fee at minus 101. What was your Rodon over 6.5 hits? Are you making that official?
No, it was 4.5 hits, minus 131. I couldn't not bet it based on what I was seeing. I took under 6.5 strikeouts as well at just minus 111. Both those lines, though, I was a little bit head scratching myself a little bit about that, but I bet them.
Okay, but for you officially, then you have the first 5 over 4 at minus 114 in the year fee.
Yes.
All right. Jose, you have the Rays team total over 3.5 at minus 130. And I'm going to be moving on the Rays and that under right now. So, Jose, look, my Rockies action's nullified with the pitching change. So I'm going to be all ears on your breakdown of Lodolo because I wasn't sitting here saying Cal Quantrill's going to be great. His last 4 starts have been, above average after having a great start to the year. I was fading Montas. So I'll be listening to your breakdown, Jose. Take it away for Rockies Reds and hand it to Pete, and I'll come in last.
Yeah, I'll start off by this. I do still kind of like a first 5 under in this game. Nick Lodolo, I respect a lot. We'll start with Cal Quantrill when we talk about this. Yeah, if you look at his month-by-month ERA, it's kind of funny. March, April, 5.34 ERA. May, 1.71. And then June, 4.26. So he has regressed a little bit back to the mean. But he's still pitching pretty well, I will say that. I'm trying to bring up his game logs right now because I have his batting stats up for whatever reason. But game log here, it's very interesting. He gave up 2 earned runs last time out to the Milwaukee Brewers. Again, quality start, but the ones before that, 5 earned runs to the White Sox, horrific. 3 earned runs to the Nationals, okay, and 3 earned runs against the Dodgers is pretty good in 5 innings. So I kind of expect a good outing from him here. And he has not faced the Reds yet this year. Just wants to look down and see. Reds against righties in my split from the 15th to today. They are Cincinnati. Where are you? They are second to last, 80 weighted runs created plus, I should say. Just not hitting righties. So I think this is obviously a vulnerable matchup for them. And Lodolo, quietly, I think he's the best pitcher on this staff. It's kind of tough to say. Abbott's also very good. I think Lodolo is going to turn out to be the best pitcher in this staff. He gave up 4 runs, 3 of them earned against the Red Sox last time out on the 23rd, and he's returning from a finger injury. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that affects him here. Fangraph does not have specifically what it is. It just says finger. So if someone could let me know if it was like a blister or was it like a sprain?
It was a blister. It was a blister.
The blister. So yeah, then he's going to be fine. So I expect him to have a good outing here, honestly. He went against Pittsburgh before the Red Sox, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. Cleveland, 6 innings, 2 earned run. Chicago, 6 innings, 1 earned run. A guy that I trust here. So I did like a first 5 under in this, like I said. Market, let's talk about it. 92% of the bets, 95% of the money on the Reds here. Kind of unsurprising there. This market and the money line moved from minus 158 to minus 166 at our friends at Bet Online here. So it's been a gradual movement up, but there is still a movement up, obviously. And for the total, 94% of the bets, 92% of the money on the over, as we've seen many a times this year. And this has dropped down, actually, from 9 minus 115 to the under, and we're starting to see an 8.5 now. We are seeing 8.5, excuse me. Minus 108 to the under. So, yeah, I like unders in this game. Just curiosity, first 5 total specifically. Actually got juiced to the over. Interestingly enough, was a 4.5 minus 110. Got up to a 5 at one point and is now down to a 4.5 juiced to the over minus 117 at Bet Online. So that's a little scary there, but I do like the under. Pete, what do you think?
Yeah, I would like the under. I did bet Lodolo over 15.5 outs at minus 125. I didn't understand why it was that low. I thought maybe there was a, under the radar pitch count that I wasn't aware of, but it's since gotten bet up. So I'll make that one official play at least. And Heritage still has 131. So Lodolo over 15.5 outs minus 131, current line at Heritage. And I would agree that I think Lodolo should have a decent start here. Quantrill should be all right, and I kind of like the under as well.
Lodolo over 15.5 outs at minus 131 for Pete. Jose, what did you move on?
I'm going to move on the full game under. Shockingly enough, I'm going to trust 2 shitty bullpens here. Let me see. I just wanted to pull up and see if they're at least rested. Yeah, Reds didn't use anyone yesterday, really. And then the Rockies right below them only used Tyler Keenly, really. So their bullpens should be ready to go. So a full game under 8.5 is going to be what I move on in this game. And I'll let you know the odds here in just a second. And
there is concern about this game going. There's none at Swish. No concern that this game won't go, but there's concern at RotoWire. Let's just go over to Cincinnati's weather report. See if we get a better idea from their report. And it's just one thunder shower. The full rain starts around midnight, so we should get. So this game should still go. Swiggy saying Colorado versus lefties 215, Cincinnati versus righties 215 the last 30 days. Let's go under. JP says Rockies 177 versus lefties the last 10. So if that's the case, why are they welcoming money on the first 5 under? Did you say, Jose?
That was the concerning part. Like I said, I was going to move on the first 5, and then I saw it go up to 5, and when it came back down, sure. But I still think that's a little sketchy, and that's why I went with the full game under, because at least that total didn't go back up.
Yeah, that's
why I took full game instead of first 5 for those who ask.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense here. The 8.5 climbed up to 9 often, but it's back. At this point, there's been 3 cents of movement on the under from plus 105 to plus 102. Very strange market. Makes me pretty uncomfortable. It depends, Perky. Most of the soccer bets that are available are 3-ways. So that once the side, and the tie. If that's the case, it's for 90 minutes. So it's you generally 3-ways. But Jose, you can answer that here.
Typically no. Typically, if you bet France to win, I forget what it is, like plus 212 or whatever it was on screen, and it's a 1-1 draw, you'll lose because it's France to win in 90 minutes.
This doesn't make sense, this market at all. And it makes me very nervous. Pete, should I be really uncomfortable with this market here, even if I liked an under? This moved up and then came back, but still, if you want the under 4.5, you're getting plus money. It seems like they're welcoming anyone who wants the under 4.5. And with Lodolo and Cal Quantrill, I don't know why you wouldn't. What do you think?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at this point in the day, no, it's not super good. It's worth noting, but if I really had reason to, put it this way, I would be much more encouraged by Troy Torrance's comments than I would I'd be turned off by market movements, And also, Jim, I can't not do it. Carlos Rodon over 4.5 hits minus 139 seizures will make that official as well. Rodon over 4.5 hits minus 139 seizures.
Let's get that Rodon here over 4.5 hits at minus 139. Troy says he's bet the under 4.5 at even money 4 times since June 21st and won them all.
There you go. That's my man.
All right, Troy, I'll join you. I'll double up on the unders here.
Okay, so Jose's on the and what did you get on the under 9, Jose?
I got under 8.5 minus 108.
Under 8.5.
And first 5 is under 4.5 minus 103.
All right, let's roll on. Billy Frieder says these 2 teams are combined 6 and 14 towards the first 5 under in the last 5 games. This is the first 5 under for me. Look, I agree with everything.
Just the market sketches me out, just like you're saying.
Yeah, but the X's and O's, I completely agree, But I'm gonna have to stay off of it.
Mally Mal dropping Cal Quantrill's last starts against the Reds as well. Concerning.
But was that this year?
No, I don't believe so.
He's a completely different pitcher. This guy was DFA'd from the Tribe, and he's completely,
And it's amazing that he's completely become a different pitcher and been better on the Rockies of all teams.
Oh, it was this year at Coors.
Where is it? I don't see that, Mr. Mally Mal. Am I blind? I think Mally, I might be last year, Mally. I don't want to contradict you here, but I'm looking.
Oh, I guess I think he's answering Billy Friedrich. Was that at Coors? Yes, it was.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. No, it was my fault. I screwed that up. Okay. Let's roll on. Good luck, you guys. I cannot join you on it. Nutflush Allen just parlayed Rodon over 4.5 hits, Lodolo over 15.5 outs, and Tyon under 17.5 outs, calling it the Pete's Safe parlay.
It's not bad.
Nutflush Allen. What an inspiration. We're going to hang out one of these days in the next 3 years, Mutflush. Mark my words. We're going to make this shit out. I'll fucking come to California. I'll go to New Mexico. I don't give a shit. I'll go anywhere.
Nutflush will come to San Antonio this year, man.
I'll fucking come to and then I'll go to San Antonio too.
Wait, well, Pete, I have a question for you. I feel like you said this also about our friend Dan Kelly. Have you hung out with Dan Kelly?
I was no, but I'm going to. We haven't heard from him for a while.
It's because he's
Well,
golf.
it's because it's golf. Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck about baseball. Yeah,
no, he eats the golf course. He's going to be back in action for basketball. Maybe he comes back.
So much shit. I just got so much shit going on. But yeah. No, definitely. I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm. I just want to ask, Pete. I just want to ask.
Tim, have you been there? Have you been to his lake house?
I've not.
No.
Oh, you gotta go. That's worth making an effort to carve out a little time. It's beautiful and it's awesome. And his wife is amazing. All right, go on. And the town is beautiful.
7:10 p.m. Eastern. We have the Oakland Athletics 34 and 58, 12 and
hold
33.
Up. Justin McAfee, what about me coming to Pittsburgh? And I got you. I like Pittsburgh too. I vaguely talk about moving there once in a while. Some Roz guys live there too. Or one of them does. I will come to Pittsburgh. Justin McAfee. Yeah, I like Pittsburgh. And I won't talk about it. But a guy I knew from high school he bought a church, Jimmy the Bag, and he started like a comedy incubator in Pittsburgh or something like that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Pittsburgh's a great city, man.
Yeah.
Let's roll on. 7:10 p.m. Eastern. We have the Oakland Athletics 34 and 58, 12 and 33 on the road to the Boston Red Sox, 49 and 40, 20 and 23 at home. Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. Let's get to the weather at Fenway. 88 Fahrenheit, feels like 93, 12.3 miles an hour towards the Green Monster. It does die down during the game. It ends at 7.9 miles per hour. Let's get into the line history here for this one. On the total, we have a 10.5, which I'm sure. It's not the full run move to the over. Sorry, I thought it was, but that's because this never opened up at 9.5 at Penny. This opened up at 10. So there's not being a full run move here. There's been a half run move to the over. Let's go over to the money line here for this one. We have the Red Sox at minus 198. Wow. I was waiting for that move and it wasn't coming and it just has now. Wow. So now we have 14 cents of movement towards the Boston Red Sox. Let's get to the cash flow for our next spot. What the hell? Sorry. What the hell is it? What the hell did I do with it? Here we go. From a cash flow perspective here, we have, God, look at that. Perfect numbers for you guys. 94 and 92 on the over Rockies Reds. God, that's appealing. Here, though, we have 92% of the tickets and 94% of the cash on the Boston Red Sox. And now we've seen the book showing some concern. 55% of the tickets and 72% cash on the over. Joey Estes coming off that spectacular Maddox-like start. Complete game, I believe 93 pitches, 9 innings, 5 hits, 4 Ks, 1 walk. He's very good. And he struggled on the road. 7 ERA over 27 innings, 6 jacks allowed, 282 opponents batting average. Brian Bayo coming off a great start at Miami. Is this what he needed to turn his season around? Because he's been horrific at home. 6.21 ERA, 289 opponents batting average. Red Sox versus righties, 277, 808. They rake. A's are not hitting righties. These are all since June 1st numbers, 215, 625 OPS. And the both bullpens are very middling. Take it away here for us, Jose. A's, Red Sox.
Yeah, I love this. I've it's a beautiful thing that I can make this 180 turn on these Red Sox team so quickly. This Red Sox team is very fun. I love this Red Sox team. Like I've said, I think they're a playoff team. I'm a little scared about Brian Bayo here. Now he's faced the A's twice. Both have been at the A's and both he's gotten crushed. Mm-hmm. But the biggest change or the big thing that he changed last time out was he was throwing four-seam fastballs. And Andrew Bailey, his big thing this year was not throwing fastballs or not throwing a pitch that doesn't move, always having a pitch that moves. Has made a lot of strides for a lot of pitchers, but it didn't help Bayo because his changeup and his sinker ended up looking the exact same. They both moved the same way, so he needs the fastball to kind of change up the look and help himself out. He started throwing it again last start. He only threw it it was 10 times at most, but he had a great start, and I think it definitely helped him out. Now, again, he's not throwing it by people. It's just one of those things to show a different look and confuse the batter and try to make his pitches look a little different. But but I think that is going to be a big factor for Bayo. And I think that's the reason why he's going to start pitching well from now on. Of course, it's the Miami Marlins and now the Oakland A's, two bad teams. But I was looking at, an A's team total here initially. But that move to the Red Sox has gotten me off. I'll stay off and watch this game. It'll be very interesting. Pete, you're a popular man today.
I'll be right back, okay? I got a lot to say about this game, but I'll be back. Okay?
He's got a lot to say. Who's calling, Pete?
It's not the question of who's calling him. It's how is he using a rotary phone to connect with the world? That's the question.
That is such a loud ass phone as well. That is fucking.
It's
crazy.
it's so wild to me that he's not using his cell phone, and his cell phone must be just for the babes, because
bets, babes and bets.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, here we go. Bayo, a young pitcher like Bayo, needs confidence, and he'd lost it. He didn't look great in that first inning against the Marlins, but he found himself and he was excellent. I don't see why he wouldn't carry it over here. And last week, we faded two pitchers off complete game shutouts and cashed them both. So I don't see how, and I hate doing this because I really like Joey Estes, but I don't see how we don't move on the Red Sox first 5 minus a half.
What do you get?
It's a must bet here. Again, his numbers against the A's are horrible. His numbers this season are horrible. His numbers at home are horrible. But this is a high-end pitcher, and we think that he had a breakthrough performance against the Marlins. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. That the only issue for me, like you said, is his numbers historically against the A's. But I'm hoping that's more of being in Oakland.
Huh. Bayo to record the win at plus 125.
Well, God bless. We have another opinion back again here.
Wine time on the over 10 here. Take it away, Pete. We're all ears.
Yeah, everyone's fucking calling me. Agents, all this bullshit. All right. Yeah, okay. So this one, I bet. I did bet run in the first, yes. Obviously, both Bayo and Estes coming off of great starts, and they have some good starts in their future. But I don't think this is a good spot for either of them here. It could lose, but I bet that one. Estes is a tricky one. He's a fly ball pitcher. A lot of fly balls is not a good spot for him. I did take a small shot with under 15 and a half outs. I don't know if I want to make that official. And I took a shot with Bayo under 5.5 strikeouts as well. And I definitely took over 1.5 walks for him. I'll definitely say run in the first. Yes, I'll make that official. That will definitely be an official play. And I'll throw on Bayo over 1.5 walks, although I might be jinxing myself here because I did that the last time I did that. And last time I didn't give it won. I was like, why didn't I do it? So now I feel the same way. Same thing statistically. So we'll see. But Bayo over 1.5 walks I'll take. And my other leans would be, leaning over. Bayo under strikeouts, Estes under outs, and first 3 or first 5 over as well. It just doesn't, statistically, from what I'm looking at, doesn't set up well for either starter here. So that's my take on it.
It's just too expensive, Jose. It's just too expensive for Red Sox. Either way, yeah. I mean, what am I going to take Red Sox on the minus 1 line first 5? Like, it's just too expensive, which means it's probably the move.
Yeah, it's full game -1, probably ridiculous as well.
It's too expensive. At 365, the -1.5 is -105.
Yeah, and Troy is asking me if the Red Sox cover. I don't bet -1.5 for a reason. It's hard enough to get a team to win. Double result, I don't hate. I like double result, obviously, first 5 full game more than run line, truthfully. But I do expect them to win and roll.
So are you making anything? Are you betting anything on this game?
No. Staying off everything to juice.
Young Nate Tino in the house. What up? Great to see you. Loshak, your fee, Bayo over walks. Are we making these official?
Yeah, the pinnacle is -116 for run in the first. And for walks, it's I got 131. Now it's up to 142 at Caesars. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do that because you're right. He's been changing his style, and he didn't have control issues in his last start. You know what? All right. I'll hold off on the Bayo one. We'll just take run the first yes at -116, and maybe I'll chuck on one or two other things by the end of the show.
Shout out to Wine Time, who had his biggest bet of the year on the Red Sox on Sunday night. Shout out to you, Wine Time.
Maybe it's a. Let me just see this here. I don't know if this is going to work, but I mean, Red Sox Argentina money line parlay at -110. I don't know. I'm going to have to stay off the spot. Loshak on the Yurfie. Let's roll on. So, 7:10 p.m. Eastern with the Washington Nationals, New York Mets facing each other at Citi Field. For those of you that make money off the zigzag formula, these two pitchers absolutely shoved. We saw them last week. We moved on the first 3 under 2.5. Jose moved on the first 5 under 4.5. The final score was 1-0 for the Nationals. Irvin threw 8 innings, allowed 1 hit, 8 Ks, 1 walk. He was spectacular. He had been struggling at home. On the road, he's been lights out all year. 5-1, 2.35 ERA, 62 Ks in 65 innings. Remember, strikeouts weren't part of Irvin's resume before this year. 183 opponent's batting average. And Quintana shoved 7 innings, no earned runs, 1 K, 3 walks. He was lights out. At home, he's been very good. 3.59 ERA, 241 opponent's batting average. The Nats aren't hitting lefties, 233, 635 OPS since June 1st. And the Mets numbers are starting to come back to earth against righties, 248, 761 OPS. And both bullpens have been bad and unlucky, but bad first. Let's take a look at the weather at Citi Field in New York. We have 83 Fahrenheit, 13.4 miles per hour to left center. Dice down to 10.6 miles per hour. I wanted to move on this over, and I've got over question. I've been sitting here with over question mark for over 24 hours, thinking, was I going to move on the over in this spot with that zigzag situation? Let's go over the line history here. On the money line, there's been 2 cents of movement towards the Nationals. That's it at Pinnacle, so very little movement. On the total, we have it sitting at an 8.5, juice to the under. This opened up at 8.5 and it dropped to 8 a bunch of times. They kept coming back. Still, we have 3 cents of movement towards the over. And then when we get to the cash flow, here's the problem is we have 92% of tickets and 92% of cash on the over. Is that who you want to be hanging out with? I don't know. 80% of tickets, 92% of cash on the New York Mets. This is a tricky spot. I certainly want the over. I don't know if I can move on it. Jose Bouquet, take it away. Nats, Mets.
Yeah, I thought this was a tough game. My one bet yesterday was Nats first 5, and it was very frustrating to have Mitchell Parker pitch well, and still the Nationals offense didn't show up. I've been talking about this for a little bit. I do think the Mets regression is coming. They've had a great month or so, but I do think they're going to start struggling here. I want to take the Nationals here again, honestly. It's just kind of getting over the fact that I lost on them yesterday. Really, as we all know, the Undoing Project, et cetera, et cetera. Their bullpen is fresh. Finnegan hasn't thrown since Friday. I believe Pissy Cheerios pointed that out. He said Nationals full game money line, bullpen availability, and the offense versus pitcher handedness both favor the Nationals. I will say the Mets still have good numbers against righties. From the 15th to today, they're still third, 136 weighted runs created plus against righties. And Nationals against lefties are, again, since that same stat, 100 weighted runs created plus, dead average. So it's a little worrisome on that end. But I do like the zigzag theory, as all you guys know. Just going back to back against a team is always very difficult. Even for, young players, well, I should say, especially for young pitchers here. So I'm a little more worried for Jake Irvin's sake than I am Jose Quintana.
Take it away, Peter Loshak, Nats, Mets.
I leaned Quintana over 3.5 strikeouts at -154. Wasn't quite sure why it was that low, and lean Irvin under 5.5 strikeouts, but that's a little bit high at 157. Didn't understand, again, why Quintana's walk number was low, 1.5 minus 125. And I like Quintana under 17.5 outs a bit as well at minus 111. That one I might chuck on officially. Yeah, slightly in under, slightly in Washington.
So I'm going to take my over question mark off and cut it. I can't do it. Nothing except for the zigzag theory. There has to be something else that correlates with this other than weather. Weather does, certainly. So nothing official for me. Anything official from either of you guys on this?
Nothing as of yet for me. Like I said, I like Nationals money line here. It is a little concerning. Like I said, that I would expect the older pitcher to pitch well. Only 20% of the bets, 8% of the money on the Nationals. And for me on Bet Online, this went from minus 128 to minus 130 here. It did go up to minus 136 at one point, but I do think the Nationals come out. I just haven't had the confidence to bet them yet, and maybe I will by the end of the show.
All right, Jose and Pistol, you're off for that spot.
Yeah, I guess so. Really want to take Quintana under 17.5 outs and over 3.5 strikeouts, but yeah, I don't know. I'll pass on that for now.
Mal going back to that Nerfy spot that's been paying him out. I get it. I can't though here. Let's roll on. 7:45 p.m. Eastern with the Kansas City Royals, 49-43, 18-25 on the road at St. Louis Cardinals, 48-42, 24-18 at home. We're at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. Thank you to all of you guys here checking out and rolling with Loshak in the bag, starring Jose Bouquet on Tuesday, July 9th. Take a look at the situation we are dealing with here at Busch. We'll start with the weather. The weather in St. Louis, imagine, is hot. No, it's not. It's cold and rain, light rain throughout. Wow. Cold. 68 Fahrenheit. God, I did not expect to see that. 68 Fahrenheit, obviously, with the hurricane down south coming up now to North America.
Yeah. Jim, I'll tell you right now, I didn't even cap this game because I'm assuming it'll be rained out.
Light rain here. Let's take. Yeah, I guess that would be the smart thing to do here. Let's get a better look at the weather radar here in St. Louis. So it's fully raining right now. Showers, then full rain, full rain, full rain. This game does not get played here this evening. Palante versus Waka. We'll do just a tiny bit of due diligence, but I don't see how this game goes. We have this total at 8 minus 112 to the under. Dropped to 7.5 at one point. So there's been 12 cents of movement to the under. On the money line, we have this here at minus 113 for the Cards. Open up minus 115. I don't see how this game goes. Waka looked great in that last start at home versus Tampa. Palante looked great in that last start against the Pirates. Palante's been a little bit better. Jose, do you think this game goes? Do you have any interest in anything?
No, it doesn't go. I'm probably agree with Troy. Doubleheader tomorrow. I was going to bet Nolan Arenado here against Waka. His numbers are very good, but obviously no action here. I will use this time to, I forgot to say this earlier, we do have a tank play today, and it is Tampa Bay Rays team total over 3.5 minus 125. He also likes Pepio under 5.5 Ks at minus 125. So shot the tank.
So Taint is the Rays team total over 3.5 as well.
Yeah,
certainly makes it.
And he also is on Pepio minus or under 5.5 Ks, but that's not Taint, obviously. And he's also on Quintana under 3.5 Ks at plus 120. Nats do not strike out against lefties, 14%, and he only had 1 K against them last time out.
Yeah, and Jim, on that note, I don't know why the number's so low, but I'll add on Quintana over 1.5 walks at minus 115 Caesars. Can't explain why the number's that low, but I'll take it. Over 1.5 walks. What?
It's going to be so funny, Pete. I feel like you've had over 1.5 walks for half the pitchers on today's slate. It's just going to be funny watching them all and hoping for walks.
I don't know. The numbers seem a little off to me, but, Maybe
Quintana over 1.5 walks. What was the juice there, Peter?
Minus 115 at Caesars.
All right, let's roll on. Next up for us, 8:10 p.m. Eastern, the Miami Marlins 32-58, 14-27 on the road. The Houston Astros 46-44, 24-19 at home at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. We have Trevor Rogers going up against Ronald Blanco. You know, Trevor Rogers had a tough start at home versus the Red Sox. 3 innings, 2 earned runs, only got 5 hits, 6 Ks, 3 walks. But his velocity was up. He, 6 strikeouts in those 3 innings. He looked good. And that's a problem because the numbers don't indicate that he's doing anything well. But he looked better than I've seen him look all year. And it's messing with my head a little bit. On the road, he struggled this year. 1-4, 4.71 ERA, 281 opponent's batting average. He's allowed 6 jacks over 36 in the third. Ronald Blanco coming off that 9-2 win at the Blue Jays, being strong at home all year. 158 opponent's batting average, 2.61 ERA, 5 jacks allowed over 48 in the third. The Marlins are not hitting righties. 218, 604 OPS. Astros versus lefties, 284, 774 OPS since June 1st. And the Marlins and Astros bullpen have been middling. Just middling since June 1st. Not great. Leroy Flood on the Astros, first 5 -1/2. BJ's on the Astros run line. And Troy Torrance says Trevor Rogers is solid under trends. There was an error that cost Trevor Rogers badly in that last start as well. But the Astros smashed lefties. This isn't a get comfortable start for him. Let's take a look at the line history for this one. We have the Astros at -226. They opened up at 233, so a very, very slight move towards the fish. When we get to the total, this total is sitting at 8 -109 to the over. This opened up at 8, went up to 8.5 for a cup of coffee about 12 minutes ago and came right back to 8. And it's just a regular 8. It's -109 to the over, -103 to the under. And then when we get to the cash flow here, we have 92% of the tickets, 89% of the cash on the Astros, 80 and 85 on the over. Take it away for us, Jose Bouquet, Marlins Astros.
Yeah, I'm staying off this game. This was, kind of just announced that they were officially playing this game because of the hurricane recently. I don't know if anyone or not many people will be there. I just don't want to bet this game. There's a lot of variables that I just can't kind of count for. I probably lean under with you guys as well. But Trevor Rogers is just scary, so no action.
Peter Loshak, Marlins Astros.
Similarly, I didn't look too deep into it, but once again, the Rogers walks number 1.5 -154 at Caesars right now looks quite a bit significantly off. You're right. He got some strikeouts in his last start. He's not that bad, I don't think. Certainly flawed. I want to take another over walks, but, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. No, statistically, I should do it.
So do it.
It's a tough spot to hammer. LJ from H-Town Astros, first 5 over 4.5. 17-4 last 24, first 5 overs at home. Yeah, I'm going to have to stay off. Tops, it says Marlins plus 1.5. Astros team total over 3.5. That's at plus 350. I wish Rogers was going up against a weak hitting team because I liked a lot of what I saw in that last start against the Red Sox, who've been hitting lefties very hard as well. But I don't think I can trust them here. Anything anybody want to make official?
Nope.
All right, I'll add on the walks. Whatever. 1.5 -154 current line, Caesars.
Let's get that in for you.
Pete, when the show's over, please send me all your walks.
Yeah.
Your walks props so I can track and watch along with you because this would be fun to root for you.
Yeah.
Rogers over 1.5 walks. What was the juice?
It's 154. Let me run this through a couple of calculators here. Just give me I'll take it officially. I'm just curious.
Sorry, what was your what was the juice on the over 1.5 walks, Pete?
-154, baby.
-154. All right, let's roll. Next up for us, 8:10 p.m. Eastern, we have Billy Friedrich Pig Milk play of the day here. White Sox first 5 plus a half at -110. Peter, Pig Milk play of the day, 38 and 26 plus 15.27 units. Very impressive.
Yes.
64 bets plus 15.27 units. And shout out to our guy, Billy Friedrich. We have the Twinkies, 52 and 39, 25 and 21 on the road. The Chicago White Sox, 26 and 67, 60 and 30 at home. Mr. Eats says, I can back Fetty Day. The problem, this game's not going to go. I don't see how it goes. There was a time where I thought it was going to go. I doubled up on this game. First half and full game unders. First 3 and first 5 unders. And I crushed the market moves, but it doesn't matter at all. Oh, by the way, there was just maybe it's Drake's 300K. There was just the Argentina in the last 3 minutes just went from -334 to -300. So
wow. Thanks, Drake.
Is that all Drizzy? I mean, I don't know what that is, but
I never believed those bets, by the way. Now that I'm seeing Stake US, wherever the fuck that site is on like the UFC floors, I'm starting to, I guess, believe it a little more. But that looks like the fucking fakest gambling site I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy.
So I got the first 5 under 4.5 at -120. It's now a 4 at -110. I got the first 3, and we've been comparing these numbers from Caesars and 365, always getting the short end of the stick. I took the first 3 under 2.5 at -125. It's now -140. But this game, I just don't see this game being played. Bailey Ober's pitching very well right now. And very easy for me to back him. I've watched him closely all year. He looked bad in the first half of the year. Now he's starting to pitch really well. 6 innings, 1 earned run last start. There were 3 runs scored against him, but 1 earned, 8 Ks, no walks. He's just rolling. And his numbers aren't very good. I think that gives us great opportunities to back him at decent numbers. Eric Fetty coming off a really good start, an 8-2 win at the Guardians, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. Now, his home numbers they look phenomenal. But he's barely pitched at home in the last month and a half. I think he's had 1 start over his last 6 at home. So it is 4-1 with a 1.64 ERA and a 199 opponent's batting average. But that last start he had at home was bad, and he's not pitched at home much lately. Twins versus righties, 288, 834 OPS. White Sox is 225, 657. This Twins bullpen, 3.57 ERA, 1.16 whip, while the White Sox bullpen, 4.97 ERA, 1.43 whip. So again, this is probably not going to go. This total is at 8 as a pick'em. As I said, it opened up at 8.5. When we get to the money line here, we have this sitting right now at plus 142 for the White Sox. They opened up at plus 148, so there's been a move to the White Sox. Did get down to plus 138, but now 142. And when we get to the cash flow here, we have 82% of the tickets, 91% of the cash on the Twins, 97 and 94 on the over. It's too bad this game won't go, but I'll bet it again tomorrow, I imagine. And then the weather report, I told you it looks like it's going to rain, obviously, but drizzle and then no rain, they say it switched at 9 p.m. and then light rain at 10. 6.2 miles per hour in, feels like 73 at first pitch, and always is in, dies down to 4.9. Jose Bouquet, take it away.
I'm going to use this time to talk about another gambling situation we were talking about last week, Jimmy, and I just caught my eye here again. I have the basketball odds for the Olympics, the gold medal, and I don't know if you saw them. Bet Online has minus 450 for the U.S. My local has minus 650 for the U.S. to win the gold. Canada plus 900, right behind them. France 1,000 and Serbia 1,100. Now that all the teams are starting to be filed in, we can start getting the odds. But France plus 1,000, very interesting.
Wow, I'm getting a much better number, and this just must have come out this morning because I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, here. I figured. That's why I wanted to bring it up.
So futures market here, we have the Americans at minus 625, Canada 11-1, France 14-1, Serbia 18-1. I'm more interested in to win the group. Canada minus 120 with Greece, Australia, and Spain. France minus 175 with Germany, Brazil, and Japan, and USA minus 1,200 in their group. This is it's a hard not. I don't see how Canada can win this. I think France has a better chance than Canada, but very, very interesting. Home team at 14-1. There'd be no hedging opportunities unless America got knocked out somehow.
Yeah, it's tough to you would have to try to hope that you have a decent spread. Because like, what are we gonna get spread wise? Canada versus France, 10.5? I don't know.
Von Polo Clay is not in the tournament. The Bahamas aren't in the tournament. Clay was not allowed to play, and the Bahamas didn't get there. Mr. Eat says Puerto Rico will be. We're going to cap these games, so don't worry. We're going to cap them, and I can't wait to cap them. But let's talk White Sox Twinkies. Jose, do you think this game goes?
No, I don't think it goes. I stayed off. I was looking to back the unders with you, but no action.
Yeah, Steve's shocked to see France is minus 175 in that group. I think that's a must bet as well. I don't think that the pressure will affect them too much.
I don't think so either. I think that the pressure will start in the knockouts, obviously.
The Juice, you're behind. You're behind. We're almost done baseball. The show's been on for almost 2 hours. Peter Loshak, are you moving on this?
I understand it might not go, but I'll add on Fetty under 2.5 earned runs at minus 111 at Caesars. I'll shop around for a little bit better. I think he's legitimately good. Shapes up to be a decent start for him. And so I'll take Fetty under 2.5 earned runs, minus 111. I'll shop around. Also leaning, first 5 under, no run in the first 3, all of that. And I would be leaning Fetty over 4.5 strikeouts, but with rain, don't really want to take an over strikeout prop like that just in case. But I'll make the Fetty under official.
Fetty under 2.5 runs. What's the
earned runs?
Yeah, earned runs. What's the number at?
I'm shopping around. See, 111 at Caesars. I'm shopping around other places, see if I can get better somewhere else. Yeah, Pinnacle has 111.
All right.
Yeah, Billy, I just looked up those 3-on-3 odds for you, and you just got them there. Men's 3-on-3 basketball, Serbia's favored, plus 180, U.S. plus 200, France plus 350. Very interesting.
Let's roll into the next spot on the board here. We got Mills MMA Locker Room in the house. Recording in 1 hour will be up tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. The big Locker Room podcast starring Mills, Brizzy, Big Show, and 2 Cents. And it's a great show. All right, let's roll on. Next up, we have Pirates Brewers, American Family Field, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We have Quinn Priester pitching tonight.
I have Josh Fleming at least opening.
Wow. They've been planning on Priester starting Tuesday for 5 days. God, that's so annoying.
Yeah, let me refresh real quick, obviously. But, yeah, I had Fleming beginning this game. And RotoWire doesn't have a primary listed.
Wow. Maybe they're pushing Priester back. Surprised. He's been listed for the last 5 days to start today. But
yeah, I didn't have a line for this one to begin the day here, which I thought was interesting.
Al Cervic coming in 22 days till the Hall of Fame game, NFL right around the corner. Colin Ray, 8-2, 3.34 ERA, 1.20 whip. He was absolutely spectacular at Colorado, and that surprised me. At home, he's been great all year, 5-1, 2.83 ERA, 205 opponents batting average. He's just completely locked in. Pirates versus righties, 232, 693 OPS. Now our Brewers are facing a lefty. So could you give us a Fleming breakdown here? Because I did not plan for that. A huge advantage for the Brewers bullpen. Quick line history take, and of course, weather situation. Weather wise here, I know that it's just they have no AC in Milwaukee. So if it's very, very
Isn't
hot,
that crazy?
It's not hot. So 73 Fahrenheit doesn't matter. Then when we go to the cash flow, we have the Brewers at minus 178. They opened up at minus 160, 17 cents of movement towards the Milwaukee Brewers. On the total, this total is sitting here at under 8.5 at minus 111. Open up minus 112. Actually, no movement really on the total. And when we get to the cash flow for this spot, 88% or 12% of the tickets, 29% of the cash on the Pirates, 97 and 95 on the over. Take it away for us here, Jose, and give us a little bit of a Fleming breakdown. Pirates Brewers.
Yeah, so this is going to be pretty much a bullpen day. No one obviously didn't play yesterday, so they're rested, ready to go. Only two guys that might not be available: Bryce Wilson through 48 Saturday and 42 on Sunday for Jakob Younis, our old friend there. So Fleming has been basically a reliever all year. 2 innings, went 4 innings once, and that was a start against the Rockies, and he dominated. So the manager was like, "Yeah, you're fucking pitching well. Just keep going out there." He's faced the Brewers twice this year. One was horrible. 1 inning, 9 batters faced, 5 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned. And then he started against them once at home, 2 1/3, 9 batters faced there, 1 hit, 2 runs, none of them earned there on 1 strikeout, 2 walks. So it's a little worrisome that he's been touched up both times, going into this Brewer start. But I generally trust bullpen days, especially from bad bullpens, as we talked about here as well. And it's going to be very interesting to see what the Pirates have to offer here. By the way, by Pirates bullpen, the only guys that are kind of questionable, no one but Brent Honeywell threw yesterday, 12 pitches. So he should be fine to go if need be. Araldus threw 40 pitches on Sunday, which is crazy. I don't expect him to be available. Everyone else should be good, from Ryder Ryan to Dennis Santana to Brent Honeywell and Kyle Nichols. They'll all be available, but when the game gets late, it's going to get worrisome to see who closes out this game for them. But I don't expect them to have a lead. I expect the Brewers to win, so no action for me.
It looks like Ronel Blanco is being pulled from the Astros game. So Ronel Blanco pulled from all the books. They're not.
I was kind of surprised they played the game in general, honestly, with the hurricane coming. I thought they would just push it or whatever, but I'm assuming the Marlins don't play the Astros again.
Peter Loshak, Pirates Brewers.
Barely looked at it. Didn't look at it. All the crazy stuff.
We'll move on. 9:38 p.m. Eastern with the Texas Rangers 43-48, 19-27 on the road at the Los Angeles Angels 37-53, 18-27 at home at Angel Stadium in Anaheim, California. Max Scherzer going up against Roansy Contreras. Let's take a look at the weather to get us started here in Los Angeles. 78 Fahrenheit, 8.4 miles per hour out to right center, dies down to 7 miles per hour. Let's get into the line history here for this one. We have this total at 8.5 minus 110 to the under. Opened up minus 102 to the under. We have 8 cents of movement towards that under. Let's get over to the money line. Money line wise, we are sitting here with these Angels at plus 151. They opened up at plus 148, so a 3-cent move towards the Texas Rangers. And when we get to the cash flow here, we have 98% of the tickets, 98% of cash on the over. 84% of tickets, 92% cash on the Rangers. Scherzer on the bump here, 1-2, 2.70 ERA over 3 starts, 16 2/3, 11 Ks, 3 walks, 2 jacks. Last start, 3-1 loss at home versus the Padres. Jose was on the Padres. I beat myself up for not joining him. 6 1/3, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks, 1 walk. Michael King outpitched him. Roansy Contreras, who's not going to go deep in this one, has been quite good at home. 23 2/3. He's thrown 3.04 ERA, 235 opponent's batting average, 21 Ks, 10 walks, not good. Rangers, though, versus righties, 239, 653 OPS. It seems like they're heating up. Angels versus righties, 232, 671 OPS. Rangers bullpen, 3.47 ERA, 1.28 whip, while the Angels bullpen, 4.46 ERA, 1.28 whip. Jose Bouquet, Rangers, Angels, take it away.
Yeah, you guys have known that I've been wanting to kind of fade Scherzer. Angels have been kind of hot for us recently, but I stayed off this game as well. Roansy, I think it was a good move to bring in Roansy Contreras for the Angels because, who else is going to throw for them? He's got a good young pitcher. Well, he at least has a live arm, but issue is he's not really stretched out yet. 3 innings, 2 2/3 innings so far in his 2 starts. And I don't want to trust an Angels bullpen that yesterday they had Carson Fulmer through 59 and Jose Marte through 22. That leaves us with Matt Moore, who threw 21 on Sunday, Hunter Strickland 20 on Sunday, Estevez 20 on Sunday. Ben Joyce hasn't thrown in a bit, so we could see him being used. Luis Garcia as well. And for whatever reason, they love to use Ben Joyce in like the most ridiculous way possible. Like we all know Ben Joyce for throwing 105 or whatever it was. But he's thrown a shitload of pitches. He's only gone 1-2 innings so far this year. I expect the same. But he throws a lot of pitches at times. It's kind of scary for the Angels. But honestly, I kind of lean over here, but I have no action.
Slight lean to the over with Scherzer, Contreras. Pistol Pete, your thoughts?
You remember what I did here. Yeah, I thought that I hit Scherzer over 4.5 hits at -127. I was interested that his, I guess, they're stretching him out more. I thought his under 17.5 outs at big plus money might be worth a shot, but then it was bet up even further. So I guess he's likely to go relatively deep here. Contreras, big question mark as far as like how deep he's going to go. He hasn't pitched in a few days, so I wouldn't be surprised. This is a longer start for him, so that's why I wouldn't take the under strikeout prop with him. Scherzer is an admirable guy, but I thought his hits line was a little bit low, 4.5 -127. I think I will make that official. Let me see where it is right now. I mean, he's good. I wouldn't be surprised he threw a no-hitter at some point in the future. It's always scary to bet on Scherzer to get nicked up a little bit.
Mitch Morvis says Rangers lost 10 straight Tuesday games when playing at Angel Stadium. Over 4.5 hits, Pete, for Scherzer. What's the juice on that?
Yeah. The Angels are an all right team, aren't they? -127 seizures, and I'll shop around for something better.
Sorry, what was that, 127?
127, but I'll try to get something better, even better.
Locked and loaded. Pete, let's move on. We have 3 more games here on the books, and then we hammer the one WNBA game. Let's roll on because the next stop for us, 9:40 p.m. Eastern for Braves Diamondbacks, is our guy, Justin McKelvey's stacks play today. Austin Riley over 1.5 bases at +117.
Stacks.
Topset says he loves the under here. Certainly was my first thought. I know it originally had Charlie Morton listed, but that switched to Chris Sale with lots of time last night to properly cap the game. Sale versus Zach Gallen. Let's start with the here we go. Let's start with the line history here. We know the roof will be closed. Line history wise, the first 5 is under 4 at -120. This opened up at a 3.5 -122 to the over, and it lasted there for almost an hour before it went to 4 -101. So there's not much of a difference between the under 3.5 at +106 and the under 4 at -120. Like 2 cents difference, let's say. Let's take a look at the full game here. We have this 7.5 -118 to the under. It opened under 7.5 -113 to the under. So we've had 5 cents of movement on that full game under. Let's get to the cash. Oh, we didn't get to the money line. My bad. Let's get to the money line here for this one. On the money line, we have this sitting here with the Diamondbacks at +107. They opened up at +118. So 11 cents of movement towards the Diamondbacks. And that makes sense to me. It makes sense. Even though Chris Sale's being elite, the Diamondbacks are just ripping the leather off the ball against lefties and righties. 71% of the tickets and 80% of the cash is on the Braves, and this line's moved to the Diamondbacks. I mean, that makes it extremely appealing. 97% of the tickets and 92% of cash is on the over, which makes the under, extremely appealing. Our guy, Ick Schnizzle in the house, rolled with the Nerfy at -125 in the first 5, under 4.5, -144.
I have a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
When did your line open up? Because yesterday Chris Sale was supposed to throw, and obviously he didn't. and they push them back to today. I had this line opening up at minus 115 Arizona, but it opened up yesterday, and then at 3:30, or I should say at 8:30, it flipped to Atlanta minus 130 because of the pitching change. Is that what you had as well, just out of curiosity?
Yes, this line opened up with Sale pitching at 8:56 p.m. At Pinnacle. Right. They didn't open it. They didn't allow it. It wasn't open until then. So this opened up plus 118 with Sale on the hill, and this move has been 11 cents towards the Diamondbacks since then. And then cash flow wise, just to go over it once more, 71% of tickets, 80% cash on the Braves, 97 and 92 on the over, which does make the under appealing, and it does make the Diamondbacks very appealing. Chris Sale's last start through on win at home versus the Giants, 6 innings, 1 run, 9 Ks, 2 walks. They were smashing lefties. They couldn't get through Sale, who's been great on the road as well. 2.70 ERA, 60 strikeouts over 43 in the third with a 200 opponent's batting average, 3 home runs allowed, just 3 home runs and 43 in the third on the road for him. And Gallen, coming off a 9-3 win at the Dodgers, wasn't great. He struggled with the Dodgers at times in his career, 3 earned runs over 4 innings. But they got the win. At home, he's been great. 4-2, 1.72 ERA, 202 opponent's batting average. The Braves versus righties, they don't hit him. 218, 664 OPS. Diamondbacks versus lefties, 293, 820. This Braves bullpen's been so good. 2.42 ERA, 1.03 whip since June 1st, while the Diamondbacks bullpen has struggled. 4.78 ERA, 1.38 whip. Take it away, Jose Bouquet, Braves Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to be, square in the sense that, I think this is an obvious play, but with 97% of the bets and 92% of the money on still in the over in this game, give me the under, and I'll double up on it first 5 full game. I was originally going to bet just first 5, but I trust these pitchers, obviously. They're both very good, and I think Chris Sale just got moved back just to match up pitcher wits here. Obviously the Diamondbacks threw Gilbert yesterday, Venezuelan rookie that got his first start. So why burn Chris Sale against him when you can throw Bryce Elder, who's fine, and then throw Chris Sale today against, they're a guy. So yeah, I like this play. So first 5 under 4 is minus 125. And I will just say I have a horrible record with juice totals there. And it's a little worrisome. But 7.5 minus 122. So those are my plays. First unders, first 5 and full game unders.
Yeah, I agree with that. So first 5 under 4 for you was minus 125, and the full game under 7.5 was what?
Minus 122.
Yeah, I'm very interested in the Diamondbacks and the first 5 under. I wonder if I should focus on Diamondbacks first 5 instead, and the first 5 under. I think I might move on that. Let's hear what Pistol Pete has to say. Take it away, Pete.
I'll start with first 3 under at Caesars, which is still 2.5 minus 135. So I'll take that. Atlanta, Arizona, first 3 under 2.5 minus 135 Caesars. And I also, would be liking no run in the first. I liked Sale's over strikeouts, even at 6.5 minus 145, but that's been bet up. And I don't quite understand why Sale's earned runs 2.5 minus 184 on the under. That's at Caesars. You can probably get a little bit better somewhere else, unless someone knows something that I'm not aware of. Is there any reason to believe that?
I'm sorry. Your first 3 under 2.5 was minus 135, Peter.
Yeah, first 3.
That's a beautiful number. It's minus 155 at 365.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Sale, earned runs 2.5. Pinnacle is minus 178, but my numbers still indicate that should have a little bit of value.
And I agree with the first 5 Diamondbacks. Look, Jimmy, as well. I just looked at bullpen ranks. Best ERA from the 15th of last month to today. The Atlanta Braves 1.43, in 75 innings pitched. Arizona is second to last. Let me double check. 25th in an ERA. They also have the second most innings pitched by their relievers in this time as well. 90 innings pitched, a 5 ERA, a 5 FIP. So that's a little worrisome as well for Arizona backers. And obviously, like I just said, 90 innings pitched, second most. Concerning they might be a little exhausted here as well. Pitchers that went yesterday, Kevin Ginkel, 15. He's thrown 40 pitches in the last 3 days. Justin Martinez threw 29. He's not going to go. Ryan Thompson threw 15. And Paul Sewald sucked ass and threw 23 yesterday. So it's concerning.
Yeah, for me, Diamondbacks first 5 and first 5 under. I'm happy that we broke down this. Loshak, you moved on the first 3 under 2.5. Are you adding anything to that?
And my numbers say that Sale under 2.5 earned runs has decent value, even at anything better than like minus. It should be in the 300s according to what I'm seeing here. But I guess I'll hold off for now. I mean, is there any reason to think that Arizona comes in here and gets to him? Is there some velocity or spin shit or whatever?
Well, no. The only stat that you would look at is the fact that they're just destroying lefties. 293 average, 820 OPS since June 1st. But Chris Sale's one dominant lefty, and he just faced a team that had similar numbers against lefties in the Giants. So
I won't try to push anything. Okay.
Next up, our friend Ron Crawford, fresh off celebrating his birthday in Hotlanta. Spreadsheet play of the day. Listen to this, Pete. 43 spreadsheet dogs he's given us. 43 spreadsheet dogs this year, and he's up 16.48 units. Shout out to our guy, Ron Crawford.
And he rocks out.
And he rocks, yeah, no doubt. No doubt about that. Logan Gilbert.
I wonder if he likes the Black Album. No, go ahead.
No worries. Logan Gilbert, Adam Mazer. But if you have music questions for him, Pete, we can.
I'm sure he likes the Black Album. There's no way he doesn't. I mean, there's people who would surprise you, be like, yeah, nah, not really. Really? Nah.
What's the Black Album?
The freaking Black Album when Metallica sold out. I guarantee you, Ron Crawford.
Is that similar to Michael Jackson's White Album?
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
Okay. There's less molesting.
Related, yes.
Are we sure?
Far less molesting. 6.9 miles per hour, 9 p.m. 6.9 miles per hour in 70 Fahrenheit in San Diego. There is the fog is going to come in late in the game. So there is the marine layer in play in this one, especially late. We have Adam Mazer going up against Logan Gilbert. Let's get into the line history here for this one. This one has Gilbert at minus 129. He opened up at minus 143. There's been this huge move to the Padres. It wasn't right away, but it certainly was happening last night, and it has continued here. My first thought was, Logan Gilbert gets told he's going to be in the All-Star game, goes out and gets touched. It's my very first thought, but hard to move on it. This total opened up at 8, minus 114 to the under. It's now just minus 107 to the under. So we had 7 cents of movement towards the over. And from a cash situation, we have 29% of the tickets and 83% of cash on the Padres. I mean, just clear, sharp action on them. 99% of tickets and 99% of cash on the over. The Padres been smashing righties, 276, 787 OPS, and their bullpen has been bad. 4.93 ERA, 1.47 whip. Adam Mazer does not go deep into games. It's hard to trust him here, but the books are telling us to trust him. This is almost the exact same situation that you had on Friday when you backed the Padres. Jose, are you going back to the well?
I kind of do want to. I kind of do want to, and I think I will. Shout out to you, Ron Crawford. Ron, hopefully we can get you to Publipalooza this coming year, and you can explain what the Black Album is to me. But yeah, I think I'm going to move. I don't, and shout out to Troy. I don't like taking these home dogs at this price range. But the Padres have been sneaky good. They're going to be a playoff team this year. Lines moving towards them, like you mentioned, with sharp action on them. So give me the Padres here, full game.
Makes sense. And there's only one Black Album. Jose, don't listen to them. It's Jay-Z. Don't listen to this garbage.
He also put out a Black Album?
Oh, you damn right he did.
People can title the same thing. Like, they can have the same name of the same album. Like, albums? What? That must be confusing as fuck.
Ciroc, baby. Pete, take it away. Mariners Padres.
I guess I thought it was, very obvious that Seattle would be the play here. But you're saying there's market reasons to believe that Mazur will be better because, all my numbers here liking, Gilbert props to have a good start, Mazur props to have basically what he's been doing, and Seattle first 5 or first 3. I knew that was probably too obvious. So I didn't bet it yet. Wanted to hear what you guys had to say. I know Seattle's offense. Obviously Seattle's offense has been struggling for a bit now, which is not likely to continue for the rest of the year. But Mazur just, he has command issues, he walks guys, he gives up hits. If the reason here is that, he's facing a struggling lineup, then I don't buy it. If the reason is that a pitching coach has tweaked something with him that's going to pay dividends here, then I would buy it.
Yeah, I would be making this bet solely on the market, and I find that very difficult to do. But Ron Crawford, the corner of Bouquet and Crawford Boulevard, it all sounds appealing. Jose, what line did you get on the Padres?
117 for me here.
Yeah, it's all. I just don't want to get in the habit of making a move only based on the market, but that's a very appealing spot here.
It's kind of similar to my the Dodgers spot as well to me. Obviously flip home and road, but we have a Padres team that I think offensively can match up with Logan Gilbert, and the Seattle Mariners don't scare me as much offensively. So I think Adam Mazur can kind of hold firm, very similar to what the, I think Bobby Miller can hold down the Phillies offense, which is performing poorly, and the Dodgers I think can get to Zach Wheeler, who's pitching really well, or was pitching really well, and is a really good pitcher. But I think their offense is just good enough to get some off. So similar spots for me, really.
Yeah, I get it. I wanted to fade Gilbert as soon as I watched him call his parents and tell him that he was an all-star. Immediately, I was like, "Oh, I want to fade you," but it's one thing saying it, and another thing actually betting it. I imagine this is going to cash for you guys, but I don't think I can get there. I'm going to keep looking at it though. I'll put some asterisks there. Peter, anything official for you here?
I guess not. I don't know. It's Mazur has control issues, and over 2.5 walks at plus 159 is very tempting. Also, just his hits allowed at 4.5 minus 125, tempting as well. Yeah, you're right. It's a tricky spot for Gilbert. All-Star, last start before the All-Star break. Road favorite.
Oh yeah, it's so set up for him to to fall. Let's just take one look at Mazur's last couple home starts here and maybe see if I can find any confidence to back him, because I sure would like to. This is just such a situation where the market's right. His last home start, 4 earned runs in 5 innings against the Nats. Before that, 3 earned runs over 4 2/3 against the Brewers. 8 earned runs in 3 innings against the Arizona. I can't do it.
Here's the thing. There's one problem. Command issues. And in his last start, no walks, so that does make me nervous. And the start before that, just 1. So he's trying to work things out. But of course, the reason that people have command issues is because their stuff is electric. And then if their stuff isn't electric anymore, then they get hit. So, all right, I'll take Mazur over 4.5 hits. I'll just do that.
Okay.
The numbers like it.
Loshak on Mazur over 4.5 hits. What's the juice?
Minus 125 at Caesars, and I'm going to shop around to get better.
And Ron Crawford again. Spreadsheet play of the day dog is the Padres. Let's go into our final MLB game of the day, 9:45 p.m. Eastern. Toronto Blue Jays 41-49, 20-25 on the road. The Giants 44-47, 25-19 at home. We're at Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. Yusei Kikuchi on the hill against Blake Snell. Kikuchi 4.8, 4.12 ERA, 1.31 WHIP on the season. You're talking about mechanics switching. Gossman changed his mechanics to the 2021 mechanics that he had in his last start, and he was excellent in that 2-1 loss against the Mariners. Gossman is a must bet for me in his next start. The problem is, can you trust the Jays offense? So there's different. Maybe you want first 5 team total under, but I know Mikey Money has been fading Gossman in all these starts. I think he's a bet on pitcher right now, but That's a mechanics change. So keep that in mind. He changed his mechanics in that last game against the Mariners, and he loved it. He's like just very, very, he's just champing to get on the mound again. But here we go. Kikuchi versus Snell. Kikuchi's last start, 2 earned runs, over 5 2/3 at home to the Astros. Home is not the issue. The issue is a road. On the road, 305 opponents batting average. He hasn't been barreled that much. So it's not as bad as it sounds, but he's not been very good. 39 Ks zone, 36 innings, 12 walks, 4 home runs. Blake Snell, second stint on the IL this year. He's coming back now. So his first 2 rehab starts were horrible, coming back from a left groin strain. And then he was again spectacular for Sacramento last week on Wednesday. So he's had 5 full days off, 5 no-hit shutout innings, and he struck out 9. The Giants are raking against lefties, 282, 813 OPS. The Jays don't hit lefties, 242, 681 OPS. And the Jays bullpen is horrific. Giants bullpen's almost as bad. I want to fade. I don't know what to do with Blake Snell. And it's only because I was in this exact same spot when he came off the IL last time, and I lost with it. But I want to back him here. It's not warm. It's cooled down in the Bay Area, 59 Fahrenheit, 10.5 miles per hour to center. Dice down to 8.9, but we know it swirls out there. It's not a big deal. BJ has San Francisco Giants as his best play on the board. The Giants are minus 113 right now. They opened up at minus 120, and that's why I haven't moved on this yet. There's never been a move towards the Giants. There had been a 2 and 3 cent, but I wanted a sign, and I have not received it. Maybe that's just a sign that Kikuchi's going to pitch well here. And if that's the case, maybe it's the under that we should be looking at. The under opened up at 8, lasted there for 2 minutes before it went 7.5, but then it went right back to 8 at 9:37 p.m. and it stayed at 8 till 9 this morning. So now we're at a 7.5, minus 113 to the under. So we had 13 cents of movement towards the under. That's pretty legitimate movement here. LJ from H-Town says road dog off a win, first game of the series. Blue Jays are 1-9 last 10 first game of the series. And when we get to the cash roll for our final MLB game on the board, you have 97% of tickets and 94% of cash on the over. So maybe that's the look. Maybe they're saying Kikuchi's going to have a good start here. 18% of tickets and 27% cash on the Blue Jays. Jose Bouquet, our final MLB game on the board, Jays, Giants.
So this is a tough game for me as well. Admittedly, I was looking Blue Jays, and I don't want to go up against a BJ best bet. So
also jump in with Bo Jackson, who knows this Jays team inside and out. He has the Jays losing tonight and tomorrow. So BJ and Bo losing tonight and tomorrow, and he cashed with them twice during the Mariners series. Sorry to interrupt, Jose. I just thought that was important. Keep rolling.
No, yeah, that is because I like the Jays coming into it, but the cappers in the chat has definitely got me on the Giants a little more. And here's enough Lush Allen, by the way. Snell had multiple disagreements with management about not wanting to come back to this lineup until after the All-Star break. It will not shock me if Snell leaves early and the bullpen enters. Yeah, so very interesting.
Not Flush Allen. Whew.
I mean, yeah, I wanted to bet an under. But I think I'm going to stay off with all the uncertainty in this game. But I wanted to bet an under.
I'm the same way. I want to bet the under, but that multiple things are making me uncomfortable. But not Peter Loshak. He's soothing all my discomfort. Take it away, Pete. Blue Jays, Giants.
I mean, look at it. Not Flush Allen. And yes, I cashed with the Hicks unders. I just took his under out props before the move because of what Not Flush Allen said. Shout out to Not Flush Allen. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's all right there. I mean, I was going to pass on this one. Statistically, I had Kikuchi over 16.5 outs as a at minus 117 as a bet with some value. I didn't bet it, but that was the only thing I really had on it. Snell has been awful, but he's still been getting his strikeouts. The strikeouts are there. But then, Not Flush. There you go. He doesn't want to come back until after the break. So what does he shove? Does he get crushed? Or is he just like, give me a couple innings and I'm gone? I think Not Flush is right. Bet on a short outing for Snell.
What's his out prop at?
Yeah, which is why they're not offering it. At least not at the places that I'm seeing. I'm seeing only Kikuchi. But you could bet his under strikeout, although he has been getting his strikeouts, though,
Yeah. And we have outs. We got you outs here. Pitcher outs. Yeah, just
Billy
Kukuc.
Friedrich also can't find him as well.
Yeah, just Kukuc. Wow, that's it's going to take me off of the spot. Although I did want to move on it. All right, so Peter, you're staying off of Jays Giants.
Yeah.
All right, we have WNBA left. Let's review MLB action. Let me know if I've missed anything. We get started at 6:35 p.m. with the Cubs Orioles. I'm on the under 9. Loshak's on Tyon under 17.5 outs. Then Cleveland, Detroit. Loshak's on Maeda over 1.5 walks. Lamont Williams is on Cleveland run line. We don't know if this game goes. 6:40 p.m. for Dodgers, Phillies. Jose's on Freddie Freeman over 1.5 bases. Joe T, his play of the day is Dodgers, Phillies over 9. Truth Teller's on the 100 to 1 Ohtani homer, Ohtani stolen base, Freeman homer. And Miller under 15.5 ounce. Pete, was that your action? Did you move on that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what was the juice? I don't have that juice on Miller under 15.5 ounce.
I'll go over all my shit just fast if you want, whenever you want.
Okay, that sounds good.
The lines, the books, and everything.
Okay, Jose's on the Rays team total over 3.5 minus 130, and he's on the team total over 3.5. Oh, see, that's what he's on. Sorry, the team total, and that's also Taint play of the day. Taint play of the day is the Rays team total over 3.5. I'm already on the Rays first 5. I would like to join you on the Rays team total over. Loshak's on the first 5. Oh, sorry, he's going to say that. Jose's on the first 5 under 4.5, and the full game under 8.5 in Rockies Reds. My Rockies action, I lost it. Unfortunately, I really wanted to fade long soft toss, Montoss. I can't. Loshak is on Lodolo over 15.5 outs. Sorry, I got to stop saying Loshak's action. So we don't have action.
If you want.
No, it's all good. It's just like sitting in front of me. So Billy Friedrich, Pig Milk play days, White Sox first 5 plus 0.5. And then I don't have much action here. I did Diamondbacks first 5 and the first 5 under. That's fine. I had way too much action on Friday night. And although, it was a roller coaster ride that I enjoyed riding, it's just way too much action. I got to keep cutting down. Justin McKelvey stacks play of the days, Australia over 1.5 bases. Jose's on the first 5 under and the full game under in Atlanta, Arizona. I'm on Diamondbacks first 5 under. I haven't bet that yet. Jose's on the Padres at plus 117. Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the days, also the Padres. And we stayed off Jays Giants. Pete, review your action, my man.
Okay, here we go. These are all the picks, the odds, and the books. We got Tyon under 17.5 outs, minus 113 Pinnacle. Miller under 15.5 outs, minus 151 Caesars. Yanks Tampa Bay, first 5 over 4, minus 114 Pinnacle. That'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Yanks Tampa Bay running the first, yes, minus 101 Pinnacle. And Rodon over 4.5 hits, minus 139 Caesars. We'll see. Then we got Lodolo over 15.5 outs, minus 131 Heritage. Oakland, Boston running the first, yes, minus 116 Pinnacle. And I wanted to take overs in one way or another, but I just couldn't find a way to do it. And I wanted to take, the Oakland pitcher under outs. It was 15.5 juiced, and now it's down to 14.5. So I'm going to pass on that. Quintana over 1.5 walks, minus 115 Caesars. Rogers over 1.5 walks, minus 154 Caesars. Fetty under 2.5 earned runs, minus 111 Pinnacle. Scherzer over 4.5 hits, minus 120 bet online. That one makes me nervous, but I'm doing it. Atlanta, Arizona, first 3 under 2.5, minus 135 Caesars. And Mazer over 4.5 hits, minus 106 bet online.
I love it. And JPZ practicing saying bet online just like you, Pete.
Oh, yeah. I practice. Everyone's like, wow, he just did it out of nowhere. No, anyone who's doing something you admire, trust me, they were practicing.
Respect. Let's move on to the WNBA, fellas. One game on today's card, 10 p.m. Eastern. Minnesota Lynx 15-6, 5-4 on the road at the Los Angeles Sparks, 5-16, 4-6 at home. We're at Crypto in Los Angeles, California. Let's get into the line history for tonight's lone game in the WNBA.
By the way, I just want to say one thing, Jimmy the Bag.
Please do.
Kong's Clips asked me, Pete, what is your ROI on these Yerfies? And I have a feeling that I've been doing incredibly well with them, and if it weren't for them, I'd be down like 5 or 10 units in MLB. I'll find out right now, Kong Slips, but I've been doing very well with them so far this year in this show.
There has been a big move to the Sparks here, Pete. Opening up at +5.5, now at +4. 1.5 move to the Sparks, who've won 1 of their last 10 games. That was at home against the Aces, something predicted by our Billy Brisbane. From a total side of things, we're sitting at 158, juice to the over, 13 cents of movement to the over, but this initially moved immediately to the under. So they're not moving, they're not adding a hook to it. There are some hooks at other, a couple other books. Bet Online, juice to the over 158.5. Let's get to the cash flow for the lone WNBA game on the docket. Here we go. We have 55% of the tickets and 48% of the cash on the links. The Sparks sitting with 45 and 52. And on the total, 46% of tickets on the over and 96% of the cash. Billy Friedrich liking the full game under on this one. Justin McKelvey, Sparks team total under 75.5, and Courtney Williams over 12.5 points in this pocket. Lynx snapped their 2-game losing streak with a 74-67 win at home over the Mystics on Saturday. Courtney Williams went for 17 in that one, and Justin McKelvey taking her to go over 12.5 here. Kayla McBride also went for 17. They continue to be without Nafisa Collier, plantar fasciitis for her. So
hey, Jim,
the expectation for Collier is that she's going to miss the next 4 games so she can recover in time to play for the Olympics. Yes, Pete.
Can I just answer this question? Just
yes.
Get ready. Kong's Clips, I've given 13 your fees, 8 and 5 plus 2.5 units. So there you go.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's strong.
Yeah.
So Collier not expected to play here, although some sites say that she could play. If she wants to play in the Olympics, she's not going to play. After the Sparks overtime win at home over the Aces, they came back to earth in that 84-78 loss at home to the Mercury on Sunday. Hamby put up 25 and 9. Jackson went for 22, 6 and 3. That win over their Aces, as I said, their lone victory over their last 10 games. Peter Loshak, take it away, Lynx Sparks.
I guess I kind of lean to the over. I didn't bet this one. At 158, I'd be liking the over. Yeah, there's defensive injuries for the Sparks. So I was thinking maybe a Minnesota team total over as well, like 81.5. I haven't bet anything, and I might not give anything official. I probably will bet something closer to tip if because you never know, what late action is going to tell you what's really going to happen or likely to happen. But yeah, as of right now, definitely be leaning over at 158, and you have to be thinking about either Minnesota over team total or some Minnesota player props to take advantage of the injuries on defense for LA. That's what I'm thinking right now, Jim.
Leaning towards the Lynx over. The ribeye play of the day is in Bryce Stott at +185. We'll touch on that here after we break this one down. So, and
I kind of like. Go ahead.
No, I'm just trying to put this all together here because, this is a pretty legit market move towards the Sparks, isn't it?
Yeah, I like Minnesota first half though. That was, but you never know which way it's going to go. Back, in other words,
What are you going to make official here?
Let me think for a couple of seconds. Why don't you read a comment or two and let me think about what I want to do here.
Again, Billy.
All right, I'll take.
Go ahead. Yeah. No, hit us. Hit us.
All right, I'll take Minnesota first half -2, -110.
Lynx first half -2,
Caesars.
-110 for Peter Loshak. With Courtney and Kayla expected to step up offensively with Collier out. Swiggy says Sparks 1-9 past 10 scares them off. But there was that market move towards the Sparks when they were facing the Aces. Aces were on the second half of a back-to-back. And here the Lynx are just 5-4 on the road this season. All right. Pete has moved on the Lynx first half -2 at -110, which does not give me the confidence to back the Sparks with that market move towards them.
Jim, I'm a WNBA play for me at this point is very lukewarm. I mean, I could flip, and I may closer to an hour or a couple hours before tip. I feel a lot more confident about whatever I'm doing. But I'll put out a play right now.
Von Polo on the Sparks here. All right, Von Polo on the Sparks here. Loshak on the Lynx first half -2 at -110, and I guess I will just stay off of that WNBA game. Don't forget, we start at 10:45 in the morning tomorrow because there's a ton of WNBA action in the afternoon, and there's a game at 11 a.m. Eastern, so we can live bet and hammer as we go through. And we've got the ribeye play of the day, Bryce Stott at +185. Bryce Stott, the ribeye play of the day, is in. Bryce Stott. I like what I see. I just feel very relaxed. Very relaxed when I see her, Pete. She really calms me down. And then other things happen as well. But at first I get calmed down.
Stark discrepancy looking at the Pinnacle page, which is extraordinarily stressful, even if the market moves in your favor.
Yes. You could look at the Pinnacle page, or you could look at the... Damn yeah. All right, let's review all action here on today's show. Jose, why don't you join us here for our final review? Troy Torrance gave us the full game under 4.5 in Cincinnati, Colorado, and the full game over 8. Sorry, first 5 under 4.5 in Cincinnati, Colorado, full game over 8, Tampa Bay Yankees. Gerald Jones has tailed flashes soccer, so Spain and Uruguay, 24-1. He parlayed those two to win it all. His best play today is Cleveland at -1 at -109. In our first soccer game that pops off in an hour and 27 minutes, Loshak gave us the first half under 1 at -209. Jose has parlayed the draws. And then in game 2, Jose's on the over 2.5 in Argentina, Canada. And Loshak's on Argentina team total over 1.5 in the first half under 1. BJ gave us his best bet of the day. It is Giants money line. And the Clark Edge, his play today is the Nats under 8.5. Kong's Clips gave us his Kong smash play of the day in UFC. It's Silva at -102. Viper MB gave us the Reds -1, Red Sox -1, leaning towards the Dodgers and the Braves. And we just reviewed all of our MLB action just a second ago before that one game WNBA. So that's all very, very live there. And that is our show for today. We've lost Jose, so I'll get my hands on the 1s and 2s to put a bow on today's show. But we thank you guys so much. We have a big week ahead of us. Big week. And tomorrow we start 15 minutes early. Shout out to Mikey Money, LQ, Joey Marinaccio, Andrew G, D, Mills, Morgan, Spooner, LQ, Swiggy, Jerry Davis. Speaking of Swiggy, don't forget to check out our website under accounts. You can see how everybody's play of the day is doing. They track all of our action. You can see the consensus play of the day. There's a lot of great stuff that Swiggy put together for us, and we thank you for that, Swiggy. Justin McKelvey, Cal 707 Bear did find that Snell over 4.5. Over 4.5 at -165. Was that over hits? I think I need more of that. Adrian A, Billy Friedrich, Ick Schnizzle, Nutflush, Alan, LJ from H-Down, Fernando Mendoza, Johnny K, Morgan, Spooner, Rem, Mose, DC, Capper, Philly Eagle Flyer, Jerry Davis, The Juice, Benjamin Mills, UPK, Ayashi Allah, Mally Mal, Top Set. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. Big O. Thank you. Jay Peasy, AOD. We've got nothing without you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Mitch Morber, Ricky Bobby, Wine Time, Robert Franklin, Jake Burns. Thank you guys. Pistol Pete Loshak. Yes, the Von Polo says it's for the show. Tomorrow might be first in the chat. Let's get it. Big day of WNBA, and we can live bet it and things of that nature as we go through. Pistol Pete Loshak, can you please bless our action and lead us into the future, my friend?
Okay. I bless all the action of everyone who gave an opinion or a pick, and even all the bets that they didn't mention, even all the unposted bets, all the unknown bets that are out there and the people in the comments section. I bless those too. And I guess the last thing I'd want to say for this show is Billy Friedrich and sports money liking the under in the WNBA game. Okay, definitely don't tell my lean to the over. That was just a lukewarm lean. The under is probably the right play in the WNBA game tonight. We'll see y'all next week.
Let's get it.
Pub Sports Radio's the crew, that's a fact. We all about bread, making bank accounts fat. Who the hell is that? LJ from the H, I stack green like Boston. Shout out to Nasty Nate from down south, where we ride on slabs. 420 highway smoking with that boy Dabby Cab. Swing by Dallas with them Cowboy fans so we can smoke out J Money, cause you know that's our mans. Us against the bookies, put money in our pockets. Fly out to Vegas, meet up with Ski Profit. Hit the sports books, we got money to stack. Can't forget them college picks with that boy Conor Mack.